You know, I was thinking the other day, he has a wife.
I have a wife.
It's the first time I've ever worked with a married Howard Stern.
I met A-Rod, by the way, the other night.
He
Believe
doesn't
it or
have
not,
a wife.
I went out to dinner, and he walks in with, I didn't even know, you know me, I don't know who A-Rod is.
Not even that guy, though.
I never even saw a picture of him.
He's never watched a Yankee game.
Yeah, but I mean, Howard, he's on the cover of the paper every other day.
I had no clue it was A-Rod.
Okay.
So I'm sitting at dinner, and, they march him over to the table, and
they did?
He was there with Ingrid, Madonna's best friend, and he came over, hey, Howard. And
what is his connection to Madonna?
I don't know.
Kabbalah, I think. That's what they're claiming. That
Pussy.
He's all into Kabbalah, right?
You know, at A-Rock, you get lots of, because Beth goes, that's a really good-looking guy. But anyway, I introduced her. I went, this is my, and I had to stop and think. I go, this is my wife, Beth.
Right, because you'd been
Yeah.
you got used to the fiance thing after a while.
Yeah.
You were using the term fiance a lot. And now you've got to
Yes.
say wife.
I thought A-Rod was the busboy. I had no idea.
Oh.
Really?
Big
I was
busboy.
like, more sake, please?
That's a well-paid busboy.
That's a very big busboy.
What?
Yeah. But evidently, women do find, because a lot of the women were like, oh, my God, he's the best-looking guy, A-Rod.
He's
Well,
a modern-day Babe Ruth, only good-looking.
Actually never seen him in person, but my driver was outside of Bergdorf's or Barney's, one of those stores one day when I was inside. And when I came out, he said, did you see A-Rod when he was in there? And I said, no, I didn't. He goes, oh, my God. He's the most beautiful man I've ever seen.
Really?
He started to go
A driver said that?
about the color of his skin.
Wow.
And how big he
That's when you know you're good-looking, when other guys are starting to flip.
I
And
was
you-
like, I'm getting worried about Gene. He has a wife.
Yeah.
I was like your driver was sort of a guy's guy.
That's what happens. This is what A-Rod does.
He does. He does that. He doesn't. What he doesn't do is get a fucking big hit in October.
Anyway, the wedding, I was very stressed out before the wedding.
Yes.
First of all, we did that whole, what famous people do thing. That's the other thing on Stern Fan Network. They were like, oh, Howard had a lot of famous people at his wedding. Well, that's all they write about in the paper. We had a lot of regular people, too. You know?
Absolutely.
There were a lot of
Like-
shitheads at that wedding.
Yeah, we had tons of shitheads. So, anyways, they were like, well,
JD was there. What do you want?
yeah, I mean, come on. So, where do I begin? I was really stressed out ahead of time that.
Well, you kept saying you didn't even think people were expecting too much. They were not going to have a good time.
First, I did that whole celebrity thing where, like, you know how you don't give anyone the location of the place until, like, the day before?
Now, did you give out the location the day before? Were
Yeah.
you, in fact, the source?
Well, yeah. I mean, we
Why?
like,
Where did you get it?
No, I'm saying. Oh, okay. I meant publicly, obviously.
no, not
Not publicly.
Right.
I
But
know,
in a sense,
I know who
you
did
do.
that. Donald Trump did that.
Yeah. In a sense, you do. You think so? Is he the
Well,
guy?
he was the guy. If you read the article in the New York Post on page 6,
He was mentioned.
They go, Donald Trump will be there. I mean, he was the only name. How would anyone know Donald Trump was going to be at my wedding?
Right.
Is he that much of a publicity guy? you
Yeah.
think? Wow.
You see, Donald thinks he's doing you a favor by, he's like, I can't believe this guy doesn't want publicity.
Right. He's like, he's not getting any publicity. I'll help him out.
He really thought you needed it. Listen, no one's covering your wedding, man.
Right. Yeah.
Well,
He was like, gee, no
wondered-
one's going to know about it, and why would anyone want to go?
Oh, I see what you're
wondered
talking about.
how all that press got there. 'Cause
I know how.
You were keeping them it was so secret.
I know how.
And then all of a sudden it was like almost like walking a red carpet to
I
get
know
in there.
how it was. The whole thing was in page 6.
Right, Trump put it on page 6. Yeah,
I mean, I don't know for sure that he did it, but my guess was that Trump was the guy. And so what? I didn't give a fuck. I was just like, I was just happy. And, so I kind of stressed out. And the reason I did this whole kind of subterfuge where you don't tell anyone where it is is because I did want to avoid any kind of press. I wanted just to have like a wedding where it would have been, people wouldn't be worried about that kind of stuff. But of course, it got out. Word got out. And then, but I said to Beth, for once, I was like a good calming source. I said, you know what? Who cares if it gets out? Because this whole thing's a bit of a circus anyway. My life's been a circus. Our life together's been a circus, and we're having it at Le Cirque, which stands for circus. You know what I mean? It's
Right.
like
It was very
I said
appropriate.
it's just a circus, and we should just go with it and have some fun. And,
Right.
And the day of the wedding, there were all these paparazzi guys outside my apartment and everything. And Beth and I decided, but Beth's going to be in her wedding dress. I'm going to be in my suit. Who the fuck wants to stand out on the streets, but next to the garbage pails?
Getting your picture.
And that'll be the picture of everything. So we did this whole thing where we ducked out on the paparazzi. You know, it was like a whole
How'd you do that?
Oh, my God, don't ask. Ralph went out of my apartment and covered his face.
fakes?
You know how Ralph looks like me?
Oh, yeah?
Him and Sam Simon pulled up, and Ralph got in the car and covered his face, and then they all followed the car, and then we walked out.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah, Ralph was...
Yeah, so you did the double thing.
Yeah, I have a double.
They thought Sam...
Finally, Ralph has a purpose.
They only
thought Sam was Beth.
I was going to say, they thought Sam was Beth.
Oh, God.
So anyway, you know, so we did that whole thing. So it was sort of gay in a way, you know, in the sense that, you know, here I am ducking the paparazzi and being a douchebag and, you know, hiding the day of my wedding and hiding where the location's going to be. But I was just like...
up until, you know, a few hours before the wedding, I was like, well, I have no idea where I'm going.
Yeah. Right. And it just... But it was kind of weird. But, you know, I didn't know what to do. I'm just like thinking... Geez, do we really want to make this into a press event? It ended up being one anyway.
Right,
but,
you might as well have. You would have controlled it a little better.
But I gave it a shot at trying to make it somewhat private, you know.
Think about all the people who got to dummy up, though. You got people who work at the place. You got assistants of people who know. You got, you know what I mean? It's a lot of people.
Yeah, it was over. So anyway, I tried. And I'm not even sure why I tried, but I did. So then, because, you know, the High Pitch Eric was there. And, you know,
Yeah, I heard on the news that High Pitch Eric just hung out forever.
Yeah, he was there.
he had the best time at the wedding.
I do notice that the articles afterwards, the only person who gave an extensive interview was Dominic.
Yeah, Dominic was like on every newscast. And
in every article, you know, it's Dominic giving details.
Dominic, yeah. So anyway, you know...
I hardly saw Dominic there. He must have been doing interviews.
Beth had this whole secret plan. She told everyone she was going to wear kind of a, you know, a traditional wedding dress. And she made this wedding dress.
Beautiful, man.
Oh,
really
amazing.
Like the hottest wedding dress I ever seen.
Ever.
Like I ever saw in my life.
It's so beautiful.
And she did what brides are supposed to do. You're supposed to be the most special girl in the place when you get married. And she fucking did it, you know?
Yeah.
So I knew about this wedding dress, and, you know, she said, oh, my God, and, you know, the crack of my ass is showing on purpose, and I'm going to show off, you know, just it's going to be pretty wild. And the woman who made this dress is Georgina Chapman. Mm-hmm. That's who the designer she likes.
Oh, that's someone I didn't know that name.
Yeah, and she's married to Harvey Weinstein, actually.
That's why Artie knows her.
And she's a super cute
I've
chick.
heard
Super
that name.
cute. Oh, my God, so beautiful. In fact, I got a picture of her dolling Beth up. I ought to put that up on the website somewhere.
She personally did the whole thing.
Yeah, she helped her with it. So I come downstairs. I go, God, she is such a beautiful bride. I'm so lucky, blah, 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 feeling really good. And, you know,
you
like
should
afterwards,
have, man. That's a bride you want to see.
I go on the Stern Fan Network after they go, oh, what a whore. What a stripper outfit. What a, you know.
my God.
And I was like, you know, these fucking guys.
You can't please them. Why did you look?
She, you know, she wanted to look hot. And
it was such a beautiful dress, and while it showed skin, it wasn't tasteless.
No, it wasn't. It was cool.
Yeah,
it was fun. It was made it right. You liked it.
I thought it was amazing.
Yeah, I liked it a lot.
Yeah. By the way, there were more than at least 5 guests who I won't name by name, who were pretty touchy-feely with her after the wedding. Yeah, right after I married her, we're really coming on pretty strong.
They were feeling her up?
Rubbing her back, feeling her up. I mean, they're trying to, you know, because...
Oh, my God.
I mean, she did look good, but you know, you don't do that.
Touch.
Isn't anyone afraid of me anymore?
No, apparently not.
Nobody cares.
Were these famous people?
Some of them.
Come on, name names.
All right, one of them's on The View. I can't say her name.
It's a woman?
No, I'm joking. No, there were a couple of people who were very let's Beth said a couple of guys were taken with me.
Jeez.
I said, how far did they get?
Really? I mean, did you get her first, or did they?
I was concerned because she didn't wear any panties. In that outfit,
in that
you can't.
outfit.
I was like, that was making me nuts.
I know.
But it was great because when she walked in, nobody expected her to be almost naked, you know?
Yeah, no, that was
It was
very
pretty
nice.
cool. So then, I don't know where to begin. I mean...
But wait a minute. You got to tell me somebody who was inappropriate.
No.
Come on.
Beth asked me not to. What am I going to do? It's my wife. You know? She's not a girlfriend anymore. She's the wife.
Okay.
So,
Well,
by the way, Beth got really drunk at the wedding.
You're kidding?
Good.
Yeah.
I heard
and
a lot of people people got really drunk. I missed the whole thing.
Oh my God, she got so wasted that like at the end of the night, she grabbed a glass of champagne.
Yeah.
And like she had dropped a glass of champagne, she'd spilled champagne on me, and then she took a glass and she like was going to drink it. I saw she was already tipsy, like she was going to fall over in her shoes.
Wow.
So I said, no more
You
champagne.
had to cut her off?
I cut her off and took her home.
Wow.
This was at
Really?
1 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah, you guys hung out a lot longer than anybody thought. In
Yeah.
fact, Beth and I were joking before the wedding that, it was going to start at 7 and I'd be home in bed by 9.
Well, for those who stayed late, they got to see my rousing rendition of Wild Thing.
Yes, I saw that.
With John Stamos on drums.
I said, I know Howard's drunk.
Yeah, I was singing. I wasn't actually drunk. That's the weird part.
Really? Because
I had two
thought,
drinks.
my goodness, he must be feeling no pain.
Now, you know what it was? I was really stressed out, and this is my personality. I was really stressed out whether people were having a good time or not.
I heard that too.
Like-
that
and-
you were complaining even during the wedding. Nobody's liking this.
Well, I was first of all, we did it at a restaurant, and amazing things happened sort of musically. Phoebe Snow got up and sang. Billy Joel got up and sang. And like halfway through
Natalie
Billy's
Maine?
first song, halfway through Billy's first song, I realized a lot of people couldn't see or hear him because it was in a restaurant, and a lot of people were. So I was all stressed
I was all
out.
the way at the back when Billy started singing.
Right.
And I was like, who's that?
Yeah.
Because he sang an unusual song.
It was
to
a James
start
Taylor
off.
song.
Yeah. And then it was like, oh my God, that's Billy Joel. And then people
Yeah.
started surging forward. They all left the back of the room.
Yeah, it was a pretty. It's pretty special when Billy Joel sings
Oh,
a
my
song at your
God.
wedding. It's not, let alone
Live,
three.
and in person.
Yeah, it was pretty cool, and I called
Phoebe
him.
Snow's voice is unreal.
Phoebe Snow is amazing, and you know what? I was thinking about it. She sang.
She sang a lot.
Well, yeah. If you stayed, what happened was we had a back room.
Right.
Pat Monahan got up and sang.
He was amazing.
I heard all
But I
of
felt like
that.
a lot of people had left by the time Pat
I
sang.
don't know. I stayed for the whole. I saw it all, and Pat was incredible.
No,
But see,
I heard
that's
every-
you see. I was stressing out that people were leaving and not seeing Pat Monahan. And then I felt like if Billy had stayed, he would have jammed a little with Pat Monahan. But whatever.
Yeah, I think Billy got out of there right after he sang. Right?
And like a lot of people were leaving when the whole thing was going on in the back.
But there was a huge crowd standing
There was.
around. There wasn't supposed to be a dance floor, and everybody started dancing. They were
Yeah.
having such a good time.
It was fun.
Yeah, it was
there's,
amazing.
There's no way you would have been able to tell.
It was
who
the
left and-
greatest. I've never had so much fun at a wedding. I was like, who would have thought that was a wedding?
Yeah,
Yeah.
right. Exactly. That was the idea, to have fun. So, the feedback I got from everyone after the wedding was everybody had like a really, really great time.
It was
like,
a very special night. It was really unique.
I don't know what time Artie left, but it just kept staying amazing.
I left at midnight. I left
Yeah.
at midnight.
So I got, Artie left me a message, and I guess with Artie's sobriety, if you don't mind me saying this, with Artie's sobriety,
It's a little difficult.
it's a little difficult to watch everyone drink, and I was real proud of Artie, actually, and I called him back. You got my message, I hope.
Yes, that was very nice.
And I said, man, I'm real proud of you, because rather than stay there and torture himself, he stayed till midnight, which is
Or he
more
went
than...
somewhere where he could really have a drink. Yeah, either way.
I heard someone told
To a
me
heroin den.
Maybe I shouldn't be so proud of you. You went home. I thought you were going home. I heard you went out to hang out with some of your drug friends.
No. I played
was the-
poker. I went to go play poker with actually AA guys.
Oh, good.
Yeah, but
You had
was,
an alcohol-free poker game.
Well, not alcohol free, but for a few of the guys, there's guys in Jersey I play poker with for years, and they play every Thursday night. So they were playing in Brooklyn, and I went, and I don't know, it was weird. Like I had to replace gambling. I had to replace drinking with gambling.
Oh
for
no!
that.
Oh no!
But
oh, no.
I won some money. But
Did you?
was it high-stakes poker?
yeah, this is like a $2,500 buy-in.
Oh, this is
Oh.
one of those real games.
Yeah. It's dealer's choice, It's like whatever. I went
And it
there.
starts at midnight?
No, it starts about 10.
Oh, but they let you come in late.
Yeah. I've
You
been
can
friends
come
with
in at any time, right?
Yeah, I've been friends with these guys for a long time.
Right.
So it was. I was up $3,700.
Wow.
Yeah, that's what I.
Did you win?
I won.
You won
Yeah,
$3,700.
$3,700. But no, it's actually it's a weird thing because I know 3 of the guys are major AA guys. So I don't know. I just went over there and played cards.
So some guys drink and some don't.
Yeah,
Oh,
but it's
that's
not.
good.
It's very much about the poker game,
Right.
More than the drinking. So, you know.
These are serious guys. They don't want a bunch of drunks at the table.
Well, like, you know, they wouldn't mind that if they're losing their money to them.
Was it really hard for you, though, not to drink at the wedding?
No, like I say, if I could be at a place where I'm having fun, I thought my table was so much fun. I was with Jimmy and Sarah and Kelly Ripa, who was such a sweetheart. She was very nice to me.
Right.
Mark Consuelos, Chevy Chase and his wife, and Stamos and that hot chick he was with. That was a fun table.
Leah.
Gal
right?
Pal.
Yeah, she
as
was.
I saw in Us Weekly.
Very pretty.
Yes, very hot.
pretty.
Well, come on, he's John Stamos.
Yeah.
He's prettier than her.
Yeah, I mean, a girl has to realize John's still going to be prettier.
And very nice, too, by the way.
Yeah,
Very
sweet
nice.
girl.
Yeah.
So anyway, we had an interesting ceremony. We had Mark Consuelos marry
That was
us.
hysterical.
And everyone was like, "Well, why are you doing it?" Because it's theater, and Mark's he's a really nice guy.
Oh,
you know,
my
we
God.
got to know him.
He took it so seriously.
Yeah.
That was what made it fun.
That's why we chose him. The guy said, "I would really." When we asked him, he said, "No, I would really do a serious job." And he says, "And I'll keep it moving fast."
No, it's quick. And
Yeah.
He was like the master of ceremonies. He was like, here we go.
there was
was
no
really
time to
good.
get bored. That's what was great about it.
And there was
Usually
no
where-
long, sappy. You remember, I love Bubba's wedding because it was very kitsch. But that minister, when he started droning on.
My God. Well, we didn't put anyone through that. No offense, Bubba.
No, your vows were great, too. It was great.
Oh, yeah.
So anyway, that morning of the wedding, Beth wrote her vows separately from me. And
You guys waited till the last minute?
yeah, we kept saying we have to write our vows. We have to write our vows. I've
Wow,
always
'cause
been that way. Even in school, I have to
Yeah.
wait till the last minute.
Well, when she said, when we left each other today to go write our vows, I'm like, they're kidding.
No. And
With everything else going on.
yeah, I mean, the only vow that I had written ahead of time was that I was laying in bed one night and I said, I vow to always TiVo all of our favorite shows.
That was funny.
Including the following shows. Then I listed Bachelor, Bachelorette,
What
American
was it?
Idol. I mean,
Biggest
Idol.
Loser and Biggest Loser Family. That
Right.
was the one that got me.
Yeah. So I listed everything in our TiVo. You know, so.
I think promising to shave all your disgusting body hair was nice, too.
Yeah, and I start out with I promise to do all the things that guys always promise their wives will do. Shave clip my nasal hair,
Right,
shave.
right,
and
right.
I had this whole Dutch oven line that I left out.
I know. I heard about that.
Yeah, I left out the Dutch oven
Yeah,
comments.
the
'cause-
party got
well,
cut.
yeah, I was reading the crowd. They wanted me to move on, and then I realized I was going on with the funny shit for a while, and I said, this crowd's starting to think I'm going to treat this as a goof.
Right.
So then I got down to serious vows. I should have brought my vows in to read to you.
Yeah, they
Man.
were good.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Beth started crying.
You got Beth to. She literally started bawling
Hey, Gary,
in the middle of the wedding.
Make a note tomorrow. I want to read my vow. I don't know if I even want to share them, but
I don't
maybe
know.
I will.
I don't know.
I'll see.
I don't know.
So Beth
Ask
starts.
Beth. I mean, run it
Feel
by
it out.
Beth. Yeah.
All right. Beth starts crying because Barbara Walters afterwards asked me for the vow. She wanted to read them on The View, and
No,
I went,
she shouldn't be reading them.
Yeah, I went, okay. And then I thought, I went home and I went, I don't know. She goes, email them to my producer, Bill Geddes. And I was like, I'm not going to email my vows.
Yeah, some guy handing,
Yeah. Felt kinda
with
weird.
his hands all over your vows.
It felt kind of weird, you know?
Yeah, they're for you.
And then,
Email your vows.
yeah, and then it was like,
It's become a cold world.
she wants to use them.
so then so we had this ceremony. Mark Consuelos was the guy who marrying us. And then Natalie Maines sang When I See Beth Smiling.
And that was so beautiful when you guys were walking in. That made people cry.
My criticism was, though, that no one could see Natalie singing.
I didn't know who was singing it.
That's what I mean. She should have been up on the
Yeah.
whatever that thing is.
That moment got to me because I was sitting next to Jason. I was standing next to Jason Kaplan and his fiance. And I was saying, could you imagine that guy, that super fan, sent that in, and the guy's dead now, and it's being sung at your wedding.
I
You
said,
walk down the
I hope
aisle.
He's listening or hearing this up in heaven.
Wow.
He would be so proud.
Gary, give me the name of the guy who wrote When I See Beth Smile.
Lonnie Heckman.
Lonnie Heckman's song, When I See Beth Smile. It was Jimmy Kimmel's idea. Jimmy ran into Natalie Maines of the Dixie Chicks, who's a big fan of this show. He runs into her and he wrote me an email and he goes, I just spoke to Natalie Maines. I had this great idea. I asked her if she'd sing When I See Beth Smiling, and she said she would.
Oh, that was a touch of genius.
I was like, wow, that is really good. I said, you really think she wants to do it? I don't want to put her out or anything. He goes, no, she's into it. She wants to do it.
Yeah, it was such a beautiful, it was so great. It was a great start to the whole thing.
Yeah, sung by a professional singer like that, a huge, like a star.
Natalie Maines from the Dixie Chicks.
And you're
singing
walking down the aisle with that guy. If there's ever a guy looking down from somewhere happy, it's that guy.
Yeah.
I felt important. So it was really great.
And it was all about Beth. I loved it. I loved the whole thing of it.
I wish I had a copy of this song because I really didn't even get to hear it that much because we were walking and saying hello to everyone.
Right.
And I'd love to hear what she did with it. She said she even wrote an original verse to it.
Yeah, see, I couldn't make out everything that was going on. I just sort of recognized that was When I See Beth Smiling.
Yeah, so I was kind of like, I was like, whoa. I mean, I said I should have videotaped this thing, but I didn't want to have video cameras around. I wanted people to feel like they didn't. I only had a photographer.
Right.
And we got back some of the pictures, not all of them. I can't wait to
go through them
because
that'll be cool.
The woman's a fantastic photographer, and Beth released like 2 of the pictures to the paper.
Those were beautiful. I mean, I was watching The View, I guess, that Monday.
Right.
And, or no, it was Regis and Kelly.
Right.
And Kelly had some pictures that, Beth had sent her. They were amazing.
There's supposedly some in People magazine and in Us magazine. I haven't seen it.
I saw the ones in Us Weekly. Yeah, they were good too, but wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, my sister had the Us Weekly and showed them to me. So, right, you didn't sell pictures?
No.
Right?
No. In fact, this was really weird. We didn't have a publicist or anything like that. People had contacted us and said, if you would let us have some wedding pictures, we'll pay you like over $1 million or something.
Right.
And I was like, wow, I'm not getting into that world. I've never been into that thing. And I don't want to be in any fucking magazine. That was my viewpoint. So Beth said to me, she agreed and this and that. She said, maybe I'll release a picture of me in the wedding dress because it would be good for Georgina. And I said, that's fine. I don't care. I said, I just don't want to be in any picture. So, and, someone said to me, get the money and give it to charity. And I said, you know what? I believe in giving money you earn to charity. It's like, I don't need to sell pictures. It's like.
Money you don't have, you're just not taking it. It's not really you giving.
So after the wedding, Beth showed me 2 of the pictures we got from the photographer. We didn't even get all of them back. And I said, you know what? Those are really beautiful. I'd like to share those with the fans and stuff. I don't feel funny about it. I feel really proud that I married you. I'm in love with you. And I'm happy to release these. And I feel good about it.
Yeah, they were very tasteful.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely.
And I said, you look beautiful in your dress. And I feel real good about it. That's how I felt. That's just, I was drunk as a skunk when I made that decision. I was sitting there drinking with Beth.
Happy about it now that you're sober.
Yeah, I was wasted. And and then, I just made this decision. So Beth said, well, how do I do this? So she sent the pictures over to Georgina, who had a public relations firm. And she knows someone at Us Magazine who did a story. And she sent it over to them and stuff. So then they start asking her, are these pictures exclusive?
Right, because I saw exclusive picture.
Yeah, so Beth goes, well, she was honest. She said, look, I just sent these over to Us, and Georgina released them. We didn't know the people would pick up on them and stuff. Yeah. So the woman on Us goes, I heard these are in People. And Beth goes, look, I'm not looking for any money.
What do you want from me?
I don't know what to tell you. We don't even care. If you don't want to use them, don't use them. We felt they were nice pictures. You keep asking us for pictures. Here's the pictures. We're not in charge of whether they're exclusive or not, nor are we representing these. All of a sudden, I'm involved in these intense discussions. I said, listen, cut off all discussions.
Yeah, you didn't even want to do this kind of thing, and now you're doing it anyway, and for no money.
Yeah, I said, don't. I'm not looking for a dime.
I got married. Here's a picture.
Here's a picture. You asked for a picture. Here it is.
Yeah. You were begging for a picture. Now you're yelling and screaming at it.
Yeah. So, anyway, ceremony starts, we walk in, and I got to admit, I was like nervous beforehand, more nervous that people wouldn't have a good time. I don't know why that matters so fucking much to me. I was having a good time.
You did everything you could to make it a wonderful occasion. So I guess you do. I mean, I've given those things, and you do. You worry about every little thing going right and people just enjoying themselves and being comfortable.
Right. So I walk in. And everybody's there. And Beth's idea was, we'll walk into the restaurant. She goes, and let's just walk straight right up. Like people having cocktails and eating hors d'oeuvres. We'll walk straight up and get married right in front of them. They won't even know.
That was, I thought, the coolest thing ever.
Yeah, Beth says, just do it that way. That way no one has to interrupt their party. It's entertaining for them, and then
we
we're
were
out.
in a cocktail hour. We were at the wedding.
Right. So I thought that was cool.
That was a good format for other people to take note
of.
Yeah,
enough with sitting down.
And now we got to move to another place, another place, and another place.
Yeah, we walked in, boom, right up to stage. Natalie started singing When I See Beth Smiling. And then, bam, we hit the, whatever that thing was, a little stage area.
Right, the huppah.
People were calling it a huppah, but it was not a Mark Consuelos was more of a padre than a rabbi.
Right.
Well, yeah, he was a reverend.
He was a reverend. And this guy took it so seriously. I mean, I can't thank this guy enough. He put thought into it, and he went out and got a license, and he found out all the rules, who has to sign the marriage certificate, blah, blah, blah.
He had Kelly carrying around the license.
Yeah. Kelly was hunting people down to sign the license, you know.
Right, it was so funny.
Yeah, it was great. And that's a great couple. They were really just nice people. So they did that. So then Mark starts the thing. Natalie has sung already, and Mark starts his thing. And he got right to it. He introduces Jimmy Kimmel, who we were told was going to make a serious poem. That was Jimmy's idea. Jimmy goes, I'm going up and doing a serious, sappy love poem.
Right, like somebody else wrote.
Yeah, which I thought would have been hysterical. So Jimmy gets up there, and he starts to do this serious poem, and I realized, like a line or two in, I said, he shouldn't have gone serious, because you know what, it's not that funny. But then all of a sudden, he wisely went to funny.
Right.
Here,
he did. He called an audible there. I thought he did that on purpose.
No, he did it on purpose. But I thought he was going to go all serious.
Right.
Do you want to hear what he said?
Sure, I heard it, but it was so funny. I think others should.
I won't do it as good as he did it, because imagine in front of all those people, he gets up and he goes, love is patient. Love is kind. It does not envy. It does not boast. Love is not proud. It is not self-seeking. So here I'm going, we're going to be in fucking trouble, because it is kind of funny to have Jimmy just be serious, but
Why
it's not
is Jimmy
that funny.
speaking if this is what he's going to say?
Love waits quietly while he plays chess online against 8-year-olds. Love is saving a bunny in the park and a filthy seagull on the beach. Love is going to bed with him every night before the 6 o'clock news. Love is sitting through a whole Tyra Banks show just to see her. Love is dancing with homosexuals while he plays beer pong with Ivanka Trump. Love is letting his gay friend vomit all over the guest room. Love is having every detail of your sex life available to anyone who can afford to pay $12.99 a month. Love is going to Pittsburgh to see your family and not making him come with you when you know full well he's at home masturbating. Love is watching horrible shows like The Bachelor, even though they might be a bit too girly for your taste. Love is never asking why an adult man with grown children carries baby wipes wherever he goes. But most of all, love is when the engagement chicken actually works. This is the word of the Lord. Thanks be to God. And I thought that was the greatest.
It was great. It was so well received by the crowd, too, because everybody did think, uh-oh. And then he came out with that first line, and everybody relaxed and got into it.
Then Mark Consuelo said, okay, Howard and Beth have written vows. And then, we gave the vows. And I'm starting to read my vows, and I get to the serious stuff, and Beth starts crying. Yeah. And I got to tell you something. Beth's cried like maybe 2 or 3 times in our entire relationship.
Really? She seems like a crier.
No.
Yeah.
She's not.
She's always been very happy.
Yeah, she
Well, I mean, you cry for happy stuff, too, though.
Yeah, maybe she looked at me real hard up there and said, what the fuck am I doing?
I'm actually marrying him?
Yeah.
No, she was so touched.
So you think they were sad tears?
Sad tears, like, I could have done better.
The reality finally hit her.
Well, I thought one of the best lines was someone in the crowd. We were getting ready to do this wedding, and I go. Someone yelled out, "Hey, look at Beth, not Mark Consuelos."
Right.
Yeah. So I said,
when you were saying something, the I do's.
Yeah. So I said, "Oh my God, I was trying to get my bearings," and I go, "Oh man, here I am marrying Beth, and I'm staring at Mark Consuelos," and Beth goes, "So am I."
Yeah.
So I thought that was pretty good.
Well, because he had to stand on a platform too to marry you.
We're so goddamn tall.
That was hilarious.
Well, he even announced that. He said, yes, I'm so happy to be on this riser in front of you.
He took it so seriously, and so did Kelly Ripa, and they wouldn't even say anything about it ahead of time.
In fact, she told me that he didn't tell her what he was going to do. He didn't even tell her what he had handed her.
Right.
He said, just hold this envelope.
So anyway,
Yeah, they're a very sweet couple, those two.
yeah,
Very nice.
They got a good marriage.
Yeah.
I think, you know, it looks
Well,
good
it
to me.
seems that way.
Yeah,
they seem very happy.
She's fucking hot too, isn't she?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
She's a piece of ass.
Well,
Yeah.
he's no slouch.
Yeah, those two.
It's a pretty couple.
Unlike me and Beth, those two look like they should be together.
Their kids look probably good-looking kids.
Yeah.
Handsome, pretty, whatever.
Yeah, I saw their kids. They're actually good-looking kids.
Yeah.
Like two good-looking people who get married and then have good-looking kids.
Right.
Yeah.
They're in that category.
Yeah.
The whole beautiful family.
See, the whole fucking family is too beautiful for words. Like they deserve to be alive.
That's right. It's a family that likes to take pictures of itself.
Hitler's dream couple, even though he's Mexican. You know what I mean?
He'd accept him.
He'd accept him.
Yeah.
He would have been part of the Aryan race. So anyway, so then we do the vows. Beth has the reaction to my vows like I wanted. Thank God, you know. I was like, wow.
You really thought that through, I think.
I did. I spent a lot of time on it, actually.
Well,
Then-
it's something you should spend time on. It really was very, very nice.
I spent like an hour on that.
Really, an hour, a good hour.
And, you know, an hour of
when
my
you're
time.
inspired, an hour's all it takes.
Beth kept saying, you got to write your vows. You got to write your vows. And I was like, yeah, I do want to do that. But what do you say? And I had to really think about it. Anyway.
Brian Phelan, you mentioned him.
I made a little speech.
Right. Well, he was so funny because he was sitting way in the back. And I was like, Brian, you got to mention. He said, and I'm still sitting back here.
Right. I said, you know, there were it was really weird. I think I said this on the air. The morning, I don't know if I did say this on the air.
No, I don't think you said it on the air because it was the first time I was hearing it.
Definitely did not say it on the air.
I'm walking in the day before my wedding. And Brian Phelan, who works for Howard TV, who's this big, heavyset guy who I once had a great night with in New Orleans.
Right.
We were both drunk, and one thing led to another. And we ended up throwing beads at strippers, and I don't know what we were doing. So anyway, I just like the guy. I know I don't want to get to hang out with him, but I like the guy.
Brian, the best way to describe Brian is the guy from the concert for New York who told Bin Laden to kiss his Irish ass. That's Brian Phelan.
Right. So anyway, Phelan, I'm walking in to the studio, and Phelan goes, all right, man, good luck at the wedding. Oh, thanks, man. He goes, if you need any advice, be sure to ask me. And I keep walking because, you know, when I'm focused on doing the radio show, I'm just walking in, and I don't even think. So I'm walking in, and I go, you know what? I'm an asshole. This fucking guy, I got to think about what he just said. He said to me, if I need any advice, I should ask him. He obviously wants to tell me something.
He has something to say.
I said, why the fuck am I always so goddamn busy, too busy to talk to Brian Phelan? Who the fuck am I?
Most people are, though.
Yeah. And this, you know, every conversation around here off the air is superficial because you're working and I stopped in my tracks. I turned around and I looked at him. And I said, Brian, do you really have advice for me? He said, I do. I said, I'd like to hear it. So he was like shocked, like, what the fuck? Now I'm on, you know. This never has happened in the last 20 years.
Uh-oh.
And we've been working together a long time.
He's like, what the fuck am I going to tell this guy about marriage?
Yeah. So he looked at me without missing a blink and he said, I'm going to tell you what I think. I think when you're up there getting married, look at the smile on your wife's face. Look at how happy she is and make her happiness your own. I said, what the I got goosebumps. I was like, the fuck, this fat fuck.
He knows something.
This fat drunken fuck knows something.
Clearly had been to a Chinese restaurant and got a fortune cookie.
I don't know. Come on, man. That was profound.
That's profound.
And I said to him, you know,
profound.
Brian.
And you never expected to come from Brian.
I said, Brian, I am so going to hold that inside of me because that makes a lot of sense to me. That makes a lot of goddamn sense. You're like a fucking Irish Yoda or some shit.
The only problem is, what if, and you don't have this issue, but what if your bride isn't smiling?
Oh, yeah. All
So
right,
then
well.
you better get off stage.
So
Make
anyway.
her anger and hatred your anger and hatred.
So anyway, and then like he wasn't the only guy to give me advice. It was weird. Once I got into this advice mode, like all of a sudden advice was coming my way.
Right.
And
The best thing I did for you was not tell you shit about it.
Well, what
Yeah,
would
right.
you know? Come on.
Well, that's what I mean.
who was the second person I mentioned?
Pat Monahan.
Pat Menachia?
Menachia. I'm sorry.
Right. No, I mentioned him during the vows.
Okay, then who else did you mention about advice?
I can't remember my own fucking speech, but
I thought there was.
it was
I
Don
thought,
Buchwald and someone else. Who was the second person? Anybody remember? No one listened to me. They
You
were all
mean
drunk.
Brian?
No. Brian and Don and...
It was one other person.
Terry, your driver?
Terry, okay, you got it. Yeah. So then I'm talking to my agent. I go, Don, you got any advice for me? Because now I'm thinking everyone's profound. And he goes, I do. I was like, wow, my agent has advice for me. And he goes, you know, when you're single, you're incomplete. And I'm thinking, wow, this is really heavy. And he goes, but when you're married, you're finished. So I was like, oh, man. That's one of the great lines.
That wasn't good.
Yeah. And then,
Don's been to a few roasts.
but
He's a friar.
Terry, the guy who drives me around, you know, because I'm too fucking famous to be driving myself
That's
around.
right. How could you drive?
If anyone saw me driving, it would be over.
You'd cause accidents.
This guy, Terry, he says to me, I get out of my shrink appointment. It's the day before my wedding. He goes, look, I got a full tank of gas. I could have you in Boca in 24 hours.
Such optimistic people.
Yeah. Terry McGregor.
Who the fuck would go to Boca? I'd go somewhere else.
Boca. But he goes to
all
Boca
Terry knows.
he's a golfer.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he's a Boca. Go down to Boca Raton, hit a couple of balls. We can have a great time. The first time I got married at my house with my family,
Right.
he says to me, I got a boat. I can pull up.
Oh,
He's going to get you out of there one way or the other. He's got all kinds of escape
That's his whole wedding thing.
methods.
Yeah. He's got a whole
I got
escape.
a boat. I got a car. What do you need?
By the way, happy birthday to Artie Lang. We missed his birthday
That's right.
Saturday.
I thought about that the
you.
other day. I
Oh,
said
thanks.
it's Artie's birthday week.
Yeah,
41. Not a lot. A lot of people losing a lot of money on the internet.
I was going to
41.
say, who expected it?
All right, so then, am I doing okay with the wedding talk here, or should we stop?
No, it's
All
great.
right,
I'm
so
enjoying it.
enjoy.
Keep going.
Keep going. All right. So then, the next big thing was, you know, now pronounced you husband and
Beth
wife.
read her vows.
Right.
You did not cry.
I did not cry, but I thought they were. You know what?
They were beautiful.
I want to read them. It was hard for me even to concentrate.
I loved when she said, we're a team. We're now Team Stern. I love that.
Yeah, she wrote some nice stuff. And,
Yeah, sweet.
now she's Beth Stern. She's going around being Beth Stern all over the place.
Yeah, and she said, you know what else got me? Because the Tom Arnold had been in here the day before.
Right.
And you said, you've been married 3 times already. What hasn't worked out for you? He said, none of them had my back.
Right.
I never got that feeling that you marry because you want somebody to have your back. And Beth said, I have your back.
Well, this was the eerie part of writing vows. Beth went in a room to write hers. I went in a room to write mine. And in my vows, I don't know what made me think of this. My friend Pat, I was running with him one day. And he said, you know what I like about marriage? He said, I asked him, like, what's the thing with marriage? And he goes, to me, he goes, I just like knowing that somebody has my back. And this stuck with me. So I came home and I told Beth about it. In fleeting conversation, 2 seconds. In my vows, she hadn't read my vows. I'm writing them. I go, I want to mention my friend Pat, who told me the greatest thing about marriage is, you know, you have your back. And I just want you to know, honey, I have your back. Or something like that.
Right.
And then, like, separately, like, I thought it was really kind of eerie that she wrote in her vows
The same thing.
the same thing. I just want you to know I have your back.
And it struck me because that's what Tom Arnold was saying he never ever felt when he was in those marriages.
Roseanne didn't have his back, but she had his front.
Every
his
other
face.
side.
She had
every
his
other
balls.
side.
She had his face.
She had everything but his back.
Yeah. I don't know. He had her back.
He had her back, her front.
Yeah. So anyway, it was really beautiful. Then we went, and then we told everyone, let's go eat, and we went into this.
Yeah, and that was the thing, because then when you walked out, everybody followed you into the party.
Yeah. Well, Beth and I had gone to Le Cirque one night, and I said we were sitting there when we were trying to think of a wedding, and she said to me, you know, this is such a beautiful room, and she goes, you know, the thing that we love to do is go to dinner. So wouldn't it be nice just to take a bunch of people to dinner?
Yeah.
And it was the exact meal pretty much that we'd had. Now, I heard on Bubba's show and Adam Carolla's show, they didn't like the food because, you know, it was like, you know, foofy food, you know,
It's
shishi. You know, it
gourmet
wasn't-
food.
Yeah, but
yes.
I tell you, I think it's the best food around, and it was just delicious.
I
and-
heard Benji got the vegetarian meal.
Good for you.
Well, someone wrote, I think it was Richard Christie said, he was at Benji's table, and he said, watching Benji eat his vegetarian meal was like, right here, I got to read the exact quote. He said, it was like, he says, especially the asparagus, it was the funniest thing you ever see. He said, Benji looked like a fat bunny rabbit. So I thought that was great.
That's great.
My problem with that food is there's never enough of it. I like it. It's just
Yeah.
too little.
Well, then you
that's
load
Bubba's,
up on bread.
I'm sure, a problem too.
By the way,
They're trying
Bubba,
for a real,
Bubba's
hoedown.
heavier than Artie at this point.
I know.
Am I right, Art? Did you size him up?
No, I don't do that normally, but I mean, I was next to him talking to him, and he certainly didn't seem smaller than me.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It was a great night, being surrounded by all the people we work with, people we know in our lives, people who've been good to us on the show.
Yeah, it was amazing. I hardly ate because I was running around trying to say hello to everybody.
Yeah, and it was and Artie hardly ate because there wasn't enough food.
That's right.
And so,
I ate everything.
He ate everything, and he hardly
Every
ate.
one of my plates was clean.
Excellent. So it was kind of this fun night, and then we're sitting and eating. And Phoebe got up and did 2 songs. They were, of course, serving the food during it. We had nowhere really to perform, but
Right.
I hope people still enjoyed it.
No. That was amazing. And in fact, she was like, she wanted to, she was like feeling like she was interrupting people's meals. And people said, no, keep singing.
Phoebe got up and did 2 songs. And the 2 songs that she did were, I'm spacing out.
I can tell you if you want.
Yeah,
Sam
go ahead.
Cooke's song, right?
No, it's Everything I Do, I Do It For You, the Bryan
Adams song, which was, I wish I had,
unbelievable,
we got to
yeah.
get Phoebe in just to sing the 2 songs she sang at my wedding.
Didn't you see Darling, You Sent Me?
She sent you
Yeah,
sent
you
me the
sent
second
me.
one.
Is that a Sam Cooke song? That is.
It is.
Well, he
It
did
is.
it, yeah.
Yeah,
And the Bryan Adams
that
song,
was great.
I saw her interviewed. She said it mentions marriage or something in it. So, so she chose those 2 songs, and she was just brilliant and wonderful and amazing.
Yeah.
And I called and thanked her a million times. It was really special. And then at the end, after they served the meal, everyone went back, and a lot of people performed. Like Stamos got on drums. There was a great house band. And
Everybody was like, ugh, and he can play drums too.
yeah, I know. That's what some girls told me. I didn't think he was that good looking until he started playing drums. And then, but I just want to make a point. So Phoebe started singing. Pat Monahan from Train sang a bunch of songs.
Natalie and Jillian.
So anyway, all right. So this is what we got to talk about. This is the controversy of the night. I'll write down everything because I asked everyone to compile a list of all the things that they saw.
Right.
So, when Natalie said when she'd sing When I See Beth Smile, I was happy about that. But I said, gee, wouldn't it be great if Natalie got up and did a couple extra songs? And I said to Gary, don't bother her about it. But if she did, it'd be really cool. So the whole night goes by, and everyone's getting up and jamming and all this shit. Natalie finally gets up. She finally gets up. And in fact, all summer long, we were going to call Natalie, and we'd hung out with Natalie a little bit over the summer. And I was going to say to her, gee, do you think you want to do some more songs? But I didn't dare ask. It would be really cool if she did Landslide, but I'm not going to say anything. Well, because it's not about that. You don't want to bug people and pressure them and all that shit. So all of a sudden, Natalie finally gets up. She's having trouble. She's tuning in guitar, but she's getting ready to sing. Jillian Barbary. I like her, man.
I love Jillian. I was sitting next to her during the wedding.
Can I just make a quick...
She must have been drunk or something.
Can I make a quick observation? I love Jillian. I really do. I had a great time with her. She was the closest thing to having invited a whackpacker to the wedding. She was just such a... she's
super fan.
Like, she would go... I was like in the corner, and I heard the shriek. Oh, my God, JD! Everybody she met was exciting to her.
She was having a great time.
Yeah, she was.
Husband's a nice guy, the whole
Great
thing.
guy.
I love Grant.
Anyway, she goes to Natalie, I'm going to get up and sing. I guess they'd had a discussion, and Jillian said, I'm going to get up and sing with you.
Natalie came over at one point, and they got into a conversation, and they realized they were both huge fans, and they bonded over that.
Right. But, Artie, were you here for this
No,
moment?
see,
okay, so what, you got to hear this.
I would love to have heard Natalie Main sing Landslide,
well,
but
you gotta hear
Jillian
this.
sang it with her?
Hold it.
Oh, God.
Jillian gets up with her.
Oh, God.
They finally start singing Landslide. Natalie barely is singing.
Oh.
Jillian's singing.
Jillian is singing.
And everyone's in shock.
It was horrible. It was horrible. And I'm sitting there going, I didn't care, but it was such a great wedding. But I was like,
I'm glad I left. I would have started
Jillian
drinking.
Wind up singing at my wedding.
so I realized Natalie Maines, who probably sings that song better than anyone on the planet.
One of the best songs
including
ever.
Stevie Nicks or
That's
anybody.
right.
It's a great tune.
She gets up there, and now Jillian is singing at the top of her drunken lungs.
You know what? The whole audience started singing, trying to drown her out.
This starts happening, and I'm in shock. And I don't know what anyone else is thinking, but I'm thinking like Jillian's going to stop singing at some point and let...
Or realize that she's singing with Natalie Maines, she should shut up.
Right. So anyway, all of a sudden, the song is over, and she gets off stage and she says to me, "Gee, do you think it's okay that I sang with Natalie? Do you think maybe the song got ruined?" I said, "Listen, the song did get ruined, but it wasn't your fault." I said, Natalie wasn't on our game. Trying to make...
Did you really?
Yeah.
Oh, my goodness.
So she walks down. Sarah Silverman walks up to me. She pulls me aside and goes, "What the fuck was that?" I go, "What?" She goes, "Oh, my God, can you fucking believe..." Like, Sarah Silverman, if she had had a gun, Jillian would have been dead.
Oh, my God.
She was insane. I know Jillian's listening to this, too.
I know, of course.
And probably going nuts and all embarrassed, but it was funny. And but
it was a light moment in the whole thing.
People were pissed. I mean, there was a lot, and someone else very prominent.
Was gonna sing.
Well, I don't think he'll mind me saying this. I don't know.
He wouldn't mind.
Who are you talking about?
I know who it is. I don't think he'd mind.
Sharippa?
Yeah.
He went. Steve Sharippa goes, and Steve and Beth worked together on a show. So he didn't say this to me, but he goes, "What the fuck is this?" He goes, this is like karaoke. He goes, "I can sing better than her. That's it. I'm fucking leaving." And he walked out of the wedding.
I had left before that, but I
sent him home.
She sent him home.
That would have been a highlight of the night, Landslide.
Right.
And by the way, so during the eating part of the wedding, a lot of people made a speech. Ralph made a speech. He was working on this speech for fucking 7 days. He ended up throwing it out.
He's out of his Howard. He's so out of his mind. He comes to me and he goes, "How much time do I have?" I go, "Like 15 minutes." It's like, what? Like, really freaks out. And he's got cards and they're scratching all over them. It's like, he was insane. I go, "Ralph, you've been working on this for months."
You really ruined his night.
But I mean,
by giving him an assignment.
But the guy's had months and months.
Fine,
and he's like, "How much time do I have?" I go, "You've had 6 months to write these vows."
Vows.
Sorry.
Vows.
There's a Freudian.
That's my wife. Anyway, so
he should have walked you down the aisle and given you away.
Artie made a great speech where he incorporated that he had dedicated his book to me, and I was really moved by that. He fucking killed me with that. And thanks, man. That was really beautiful. And no one ever dedicated a book to me like that. I mean, that was really very sweet. And great speech, funny. Artie has no trouble. He
roasted a few people.
Yeah, people said Artie took it real seriously. They said even during our wedding, he was like busy jotting notes and writing shit down.
He was looking at the room. You could tell.
Yeah.
I didn't know.
Things in.
I didn't know Billy Joel was definitely going to be there, and I had 2 jokes with him in it. And I said, "Fuck it, I'll just do them." But I couldn't. The setup of the room helped me because not being able to see him made it easier to do.
Yes.
But
anyway,
I was honored that you would let me make a speech, man, and that was very, very nice.
This is a Howard TV original production.
Here's what you have to look forward to
on this episode of The Bonus Show. Pete's hands are tied.
Get this fucking thing off.
Gary finds hair in the sink.
I don't know if that's fucking ball hair.
Benji makes Beetle feel uncomfortable.
You don't want to be tickled.
I don't nobody tickle me.
And Ronnie comes to terms with being senile.
That's what happens when you get old. You can't remember this shit.
Hello, Stern fans, and welcome to The Bonus Show, a weekly update of all the great behind-the-scenes moments you can't see anywhere else. I'm Rachel Fine.
And I'm John Hine.
Let's skip the small talk and get right to the first clip, shall we?
Agreed, Rachel. Let's not banter. Let's get to it.
Yeah, John, what happens is a lot of times our setup is longer than the actual clip itself, and we need to be very careful about that.
You know, I couldn't agree with you more. All solid points and well phrased, I might add.
Thank you, John.
Oh, you're quite welcome, Rachel.
This first clip needs no setup.
Don't be an asshole.
I don't really give a fuck.
Don't be a fucking asshole. I got hot water in here. I got hot water here. Calm down.
Good.
Calm down.
Good.
Listen, jerk off. It's enough out of you.
Good.
Who's over there? Come through, please.
What, are you going to time it to walk through at the same time?
I'm just trying to get to my desk.
Yeah, good.
Fucking office bully. Let me shove that thing up your ass? Huh?
Yeah, come on.
I know how you like that. Get away from me, cocksucker.
What can I do for you?
Got any advice for JD this weekend?
Excuse me. Just play it cool. Don't even walk near me now. Walk that way.
I'm told by the producer we only have 19 more hours of footage where Will and Ronnie harass each other, so enjoy it while it lasts.
Here's something we have no shortage of, and that's medicated Pete being the butt of a joke.
Put your hands in there. I'm going to show you this. It's cool how this works.
Both hands.
Both hands.
Dog, what the hell, man? What the hell are you doing? Dude.
Take his pants off. See if someone in the bullpen can help you out.
Get this fucking thing off. What the hell?
There's a predicament out in the hallway.
What?
Hey, want.
We need help.
I got...
Gives a shit.
Now, Rachel, you know how hard the people work on the Stern Show staff, right?
Yeah, they come in early and they leave late.
Yep. And sometimes they don't get a chance to trim their body hair at home, so they have to use the bathroom by the control room.
That I did not know. Gross.
Here's a bathroom altercation between Baba Booey and a hair clipper happy Sal the stockbroker.
So Sal was just in here right before me. I saw him with a pair of scissors. I don't know I don't know if that's fucking ball hair or beard, but like, what is that? That is disgusting. I'm gonna go get him now. Seriously, I'm gonna go get him. Sal, you got a second? Can you come with me for a second?
What's going on?
I'm gonna ask you.
Set up.
No, you're not being set up.
Oh, did I leave the bathroom dirty?
Yeah. What is that?
Oh, I got black gunk from the makeup in my mustache and I cut it. It's not pubic hair, whatever you think.
I'm not positive what it is.
I swear to God. As a matter of fact, if you look right here, Gar, you can see the line I made with my scissor.
But why'd you have to cut it?
When I cleaned it, there was still like some black pieces, so I
know, but so clean it.
I know, but then you walked in, and as a courtesy, I walked out for you.
You could say, so if you walked in as a courtesy, if I left the shit in the toilet, when I say, oh, as a courtesy, I'll let you in.
That's what you do to me. You were so dominating that when I see you, I just run.
I didn't even say get out.
I just have to. I saw you go, look, this is the boss. I gotta move.
You have zero respect for me, and all of a sudden you're afraid of me?
No, I'm just bullshitting.
Exactly. Get him out. Get him out. I just want to wash my fucking hands.
All right. Just one more.
As disgusting as guys are, I have to say that women's bathrooms are way worse.
How so?
Well, you've walked into a bathroom and witnessed a floater, right?
Well, sure, numerous occasions.
Uh-huh. Have you ever seen a floater with a used tampon on top of it? Okay. While John works that image out of his head, I will set up the next clip by saying, here is Benji on a tickle rampage.
They asked me to try to tickle you. If you want, if you don't want to be tickled, it's fine.
I don't nobody tickle me.
Okay, that's fine. But if I were gonna, I won't do it, Beetle. But
He's really good at
I'm
it.
not.
I'm kind of
tickler.
He's great at it, Beetle.
But Beetle.
I don't care. But
He's the best in the business.
I'm not nobody touching me.
No, Beetle, I'm not gonna do it. I promise.
Nobody ain't tickling.
But could I ask you? Could you tickle yourself in my honor?
No.
Do you want to tickle him?
I ain't taking nobody.
All right.
You don't want to use.
Can I just show him what I would do, real quick, to you, Richard?
Yeah, here, Beetle, watch.
Show him how much fun it is.
All right. That's good for you.
You ready?
Here, you do. There you go.
See how much fun that is, mate?
Yeah, that's good.
Look.
Raise on wheels.
Even his naughty parts, he loves tickle.
Yeah, straight on wheels. I'm not doing that.
All right.
Come on, B.
Nah.
It's a good time. Whoa. Easy.
Rachel, can I tickle you?
John, remember the no touching policy that we have.
Can I tickle you in my mind?
Sure, John. Tickle away. Next up, we visit Mr. Hine and the guys during the wrap-up show. Here, Ronnie tries his best to recall a memory to no avail.
Yeah, I was into the Doors.
What Doors? Like, what's your favorite Doors song?
What's the Doors out? That whole album, the Doors album was the Doors, wasn't it? The album, one album called The Doors.
Which one? I mean, what songs are you thinking about?
I can't even remember. Man, my head is blank right now with that stuff. I'm trying to think who else. All the fast shit though. Paul
Anka's not fast.
Well, he had some fast stuff.
Did he?
On.
What fast
yeah.
Paul Anka
Sweet
song?
Caroline, man.
That's
I mean Neil Diamond. Yeah, that was Neil
Diamond.
That was Neil Diamond. I don't know. I can't remember. That's what happens when you get old. You can't remember this shit.
The guy in the graphic box over my left shoulder is really a woman, has a black belt in Taekwondo, and is a proponent of bestiality. Now, only one of those points I just mentioned is true. You decide which one.
the bestiality thing. It's a smoke screen.
I think people should be allowed to fuck animals. I mean, if you're allowed to eat them, why not fuck them?
So Benji, based on all of this, should adults be allowed to have sex with minors?
No, I don't.
But
think
why?
So.
Why?
Well, listen, I'm not saying that there's. I'm not saying that there can't be an intellectual.
Why is that a rule?
Because I think as a societal rule, what a minor is changed by different cultures.
But do you think
I don't think that's
do you think a goat can make a decision whether they want to be raped by a human,
or can they make a decision whether it can be eaten by a human? I mean, we've talked about all this before, but like,
listen, I could care less if somebody wants to fuck a goat. I don't know how that affects my life in any way. But listen, you say bestiality.
Should goats be allowed in the military though?
That's just stupid.
Okay, guess I'm not going to get Benji a kitten for Christmas. And wrapping up the wrap-up show this week is our good friend Jason Kaplan, talking about his love of dipping sauce.
In Amsterdam, one night, we're all in the red light district, and we all kind of got split up. And the thought was that, if you're by yourself or maybe with one other guy, you might be sneaking off to go get a whore. So this is for my bachelor party. So I don't remember this. These guys tell me this. I disappeared. Everyone thought I was off getting a whore. They're all looking for me. To turn around the corner, they say I walked around with the biggest grin they've ever seen on someone's face. I just had a huge thing of French fries in my hand and mayo, and I was just covered in mayo. There's mayo all over my fingers and my face. I'm like, dude, those fries are the greatest thing ever. But more importantly, the mayo they have, the spicy mayo. Oh,
I would never eat it.
Oh,
Bob in St. Louis, you're on the wrap-up show.
Eat it off your back.
Before we wrap it up for this week, I'd like to introduce a new segment on our show called Let's Hear a Joke from our robotic camera operator, Brian Phelan. Brian?
Let's hear a joke from our robotic camera operator, Brian Phelan.
Jewish girl asks her father for $50. He goes, $40? What do you need $30 for?
Now that's a good one. For all of us here at The Bonus Show, thanks for watching, and we'll see you next week.
Bye.
Bye-bye. You get that from Jackie?
You know what this is?
No.
Go like this. Put out your fingers. Watch this.
Yeah, it's gonna be like impossible to get it off.
Oh, it's broken. You know, fuck you. Keep them on your fingers anyway. Let me see your fingers.
Yeah.
You broke it, dude.
I know.
Hey Stern fans, welcome to Fine Time, the show where you, the fans, get the opportunity to ask questions and interact with your favorite Stern Show staff, whack packers, and celebrity superfans. I'm your host, Rachel Fine. Now, when the guys at Howard TV first conceived the show, my guest today was one of the first names that popped up as a must-have. Now, it's not because of any one particular thing that he does, it's because he has utter and complete verbal diarrhea. You may love him, you may hate him, but you certainly know what his penis looks like. His phony phone calls are instant classics, and his least favorite number is 143. Ladies and gentlemen, I give you Sal, the stockbroker, Governale.
Rachel Fine!
Sal Governale. Oh, you're not falling for
Okay.
that. Let's just...
Good to see you. Good to see you.
Okay,
Little
sit down.
You feel warm.
Not falling for that again.
Fresh and warm.
Sit down. Are you ready to answer some fan questions?
I am ready. I'm ready for anything that you ask me.
Fantastic. Can I keep your eyes in this general direction?
Yes.
All right, first question comes from JM on Twitter. He wants to know, how did you feel when you got hired by Howard?
Extremely excited, Rachel, but at first, to be honest, I thought it was a prank because Gary pranked me 5 years prior. You know, they got me pretty good on the show. I was working on Wall Street, and I was actually that day writing jokes for Artie Lang because he was doing the Donald Trump roast. And I was kind of bummed out, you know, that when John's job just ended, the great Richard Christie won, which was the greatest thing to happen to the show. And I got a call like, hello, you know, Howard was speaking, we'd like to give you a shot here. And I'm like, are you kidding me? Sure enough, I got invited into the show, and it's been 7 years later. So it's been great.
Wouldn't be the same without you.
Oh, thank you.
Next question came in from Facebook. This is from John R. He says, F, marry, kill, Richard, Howard, and Robin, and explain your reasons.
Okay. Well, definitely marry Richard because I love him, and he's my second wife. I would probably fuck Howard because it would make for great radio.
Robin, you won't believe what happened to me last night. What, Howard? Sal fucked me up the ass. Oh my God, don't tell me that. Yes, he did. And I would, unfortunately, because of the game, have no choice but to kill Robin.
That hurts.
Sorry, Robin.
That's crazy.
Sorry to hear that.
What's wrong with him?
Only because of the game. Only because the game
really getting into that.
gives me no choice but to do it. Okay.
Excellent. Moving on.
Is she dead yet?
She is dead. Next question is from Joseph M. on Facebook. He asks, what do you want to do once the Stern Show ends?
You. Every
That is
night.
so sweet.
As long as Richie Wilson doesn't kill me.
You're going to have to clear that with Richie.
What do I want to do? I want to continue to write with Richard Christie, put shows together, comedy, perhaps work for a television show like Jimmy Kimmel, certainly pursue stand-up, and just continue within that vicinity, in the entertainment industry in some capacity.
Sounds good. Maybe you'll be the next Ronnie Mund.
I said entertainment.
Next question is Kim S. also on Facebook.
Kim S.
She says, Sal,
Yes.
tell me one thing you love about your wife. Really love, no jokes. Can you?
Yes, of course. My wife is a spectacular and awesome mother. Really, really great. That's one. I could tell you a few.
Give me another.
I think she's absolutely beautiful. I think she has a great personality. And I also think if it wasn't for her, 80% of my material would be out the window. She always says to me that, if it wasn't for me, you wouldn't have anything. And to some point, that's true. The price that we pay for that is a different story.
Good shot!
But it's certainly the truth. She's really good.
She's a good source of your comedy.
Yeah, she's got a good sense of humor.
So romantic. Next one also from Twitter is from Roger. He says, how did you ever pass the Series 7 exam?
I studied every day. I actually made it a job. I got up at 9 in the morning and I went to my kitchen table and I stayed there till 5 p.m. And the only time I took a break was at noon, like I took a lunch break, and I would put on The Price is Right during my lunch break. And I watched The Price is Right, and then I went back to studying, and I studied real hard. I crammed it all in, and I got an 86 first time out.
Nice. Do you think if you took it again today without preparing, you'd pass it?
68. It would take some time, but I can certainly pass it again.
Nice. Next question also from Twitter is from Stacy. Stacy says, is Gary still eating black and white cookies with crumbs running down his chin?
Well, I would have to say yes, I am. I love them, and there's nothing better to put me to sleep quicker than a good old batch of black and white cookies right after I'm done playing solitaire, boy.
Sorry to wake you up. Next one came in from Facebook. This is from Scott M.
Oh, Scott.
From Scott. Sal, what do you do all day other than the prank calls?
Well, that's a good question. We do song parodies. We listen to listener submissions. We put bits together. We put games together, like the Debbie the Come game today. We also write when people go out on the street. Rich and I actually go on the street a lot, so we're constantly coming up with new concepts for the street, like Occupy Wall Street, like going to Harlem, talking about topical topics there. While the show is on, during the course of the show, I and Richard also send Howard jokes and media during the course of the show through Will and Steve on the computer. We submit jokes for other people as well, like Evil Dave. When George Takei comes in, we write the announces for him. So constantly doing stuff.
You're a busy guy.
Yeah.
Jose N on Facebook says, has there ever been one call that you really loved but couldn't play it on the show?
Yes, there are quite a few, and there's one in particular that we really love. It took about 6 months to produce. It involved many characters on the show, like Wood Yee, like Craig Gass doing his Gene Simmons impersonation, and we just couldn't play it. This call was so good that Gary reached out to this particular person. They do have a product that they sell as well, and even gave that person the opportunity to come on the show and be interviewed about it, provided that we could play the prank call. Still didn't happen. There are a lot of great prank calls that we just can't play. People say no, and that's it. No is no. Everything that we do, we get a consent for. And if we don't get the consent, we can't play it.
What percentage doesn't make it through?
I would say lately it's been like 40-70 in our favor. About 40% does not make it through. 40%.
Do you recognize that 40 plus 70 is more than 100?
Oh,
My God, I just realized that. 40-60. 40-65, yeah.
Can we go back to the Series 7 question?
Yeah.
Michael G tweeted us.
So embarrassed.
Sal, is your hair growing back with a fake propecia?
Feel it. What do you think?
It actually looks good. It looks pretty full.
Yeah.
Wait, I didn't feel it before. So
Well, it was called alopecia, and I got it from India. I went to this website online because propecia is very expensive, and I can't afford it. So I looked online, and I received this Indian propecia called alopecia. And I tried that for a little bit, but I was getting some wacky side effects. So I stopped that, but what I'm doing now is I'm doing Rogaine twice a day. I do the Rogaine foam. Get right in the peaks, rub it in, go to the back. How's the back look?
It looks good.
Yeah, fill it up there. That's it. And then, and just the opposite on my balls and cock. It's nair. Gets all the hair out. So bald here, full there. It's a match made in heaven, ladies. Match made in heaven.
Next is from Live and Uncut on Twitter. If you had to choose either your wife or Richard to live with for the rest of your life, who would it be and why?
Wow, that is a great question. Sorry, buddy. But I'm going to have to live with you for the rest of my life.
You pick me?
Do I stutter, shithead?
Thanks, honey.
Well, I've had my wife for quite a long time. I've known my wife for 16 years now, and I've only known Richard for 7. So to be fair and to balance it out, I have to give him at least 9 more. So, yeah. Welcome aboard, babe. You're in.
Thanks, honey.
You're welcome, sweetie. Anything.
I want to thank Sal for answering all the questions that you, the fans, provided. Keep sending your questions in via Twitter, Facebook, email, and video submission. And remember that this is your show, so don't screw it up. Until next week, I'm Rachel Fine, and I hope you had a fine time.
I know I did.
Thank you very much for that.
Shut the cameras off. Jesus.
Richie!
No, Richie. Bye.
Sirius XM Radio Inc. And the reason I'm here is to announce on Howard Stern all the details about our merger. I've always told Howard that before I ever did any press, the first place I would be with Howard Stern. So before I talk to CNBC today, and before I do the New York Times and the Wall Street Journal, I'm at the place I should be, which is with Howard Stern.
Mel Karmazin is my hero, as you know. He has done incredible things for my career in radio. He's the guy who hired me in terrestrial radio. And he is the guy who just finished getting this merger put through. There's my hero. Look at him in his suit. I said, there's my hero. You're the hero of the day. You're the winner of the week. Here, Mel. Hi.
Are we on?
Yeah, we're on.
What do I know about radio?
You know it all, evidently. Mel, congratulations on the merger of the new company, Sirius XM. Who came up with that name, Sirius XM?
We hired a team of about 100 people to try to figure out what we should call.
Is that true? Did you hire a lot of people to figure out what to call the new company?
Howard, have I ever hired a lot of people to do
that's
anything?
true. Now that I think about it, that's completely false. But why not give it the name either Sirius or XM? Although I started thinking about it, it's true. People know the name XM. People know the name Sirius. If you change it to a new name, you have to go out and spend millions of dollars marketing a new company.
Less of a factor than the real reason, which is if you buy a General Motors car, there's an AM button and an FM button and an XM button.
Right.
And it's in all of those cars today. The last thing we wanted to do was to make those things look obsolete. So somebody's driving in a car and they see this XM button and they say, what does that mean? And the same thing would be true if you have a Mercedes. There's the Series Dog, as a button. And our goal was to make this as friendly to subscribers as possible. So there was a lot of other names that we could have gone with, but the simplest one and the best one for consumers seemed to be Sirius XM.
All right, before we get into the particulars, as a personal, I'm interested in the human story here of the merger. What did this do to you as a person when you were waiting 18 months, sitting there and nudging and nagging the United States government, testifying before Congress, and the thing dragged on and on and on? It didn't, I was angry. I was upset for you. I really was. I was incensed because it made me lose belief in the government. The government eventually did the right thing, but at a high cost. I mean, waiting 18 months slows us down. What did that do to you personally?
So I can give you the BS answer, which is it made me a better person.
No.
But that's it. No.
Give me the real answer.
The real answer is it really was dreadful. Clearly, there was no reason that this merger should not have been allowed to take place.
Right.
But even if, in fact, somebody thought it shouldn't take place, it's not that complicated. You could have sort of said,
yes or no.
Yes or no. And you could have done that real early.
I spoke to a lawyer who handles these kinds of things. He says, you have no idea how many mergers are approved where there are real questions about whether something's a monopoly. He says, and they're approved almost immediately in terms of compared to the Sirius XM deal. Why was this dragged out so long? Was it me? Did you ever think it might be me?
I thought it might be you all the time.
Right.
In part because of you, satellite radio became so visible.
Right.
And, satellite radio, I mean, if you think about when you joined the company.
Right.
There were 600,000 subscribers.
Right.
Not top of mind in any way, shape, or form.
Right.
Certainly a lot of work was done. XM had more subscribers than Sirius did at that time. And but satellite radio wasn't top of mind. Suddenly, after you joined, and after it became such big news that you were coming to satellite radio, anything involving satellite radio then became very big news. So the fact that the announcement was on the front pages of the Wall Street Journal, on the front pages of the New York Times, I had done, my career about over $200 billion worth of mergers and acquisitions.
Right.
This is an unbelievably small deal, an
right.
exciting one,
right.
and will be a big one, but not a big deal.
And for a small deal, there's an inordinate amount of attention on it.
Far more than we had. This deal took longer to do. We had more congressional hearings. There were more comments made to the government than ExxonMobil combined.
Which is unbelievable when you think about it.
Well, when you consider the impact of that merger and the amount of money it involves, yeah.
Listen, I'm going to tell you something. When I think about this merger and how long it took and what it took, let me tell you something. You got very thin. Did you think this is a result of? Did it wear you down?
I will tell you this. I was on a hunger strike until the FCC. I tried everything to get this deal approved. We made some voluntary commitments. We said we would do things for minority ownership. We said we would do a whole bunch of things, and we still weren't getting it. So I decided that if I stop eating, maybe people will pay
But
attention.
has the government overstepped its bounds? In other words, the FCC's mission, my father was talking about this yesterday on the radio, he said the FCC's mission was never to set price controls. Where do you see the government?
Or to tell somebody how to run a business.
I mean, where do you see the government doing that? They don't even tell ExxonMobil how to do this. Why don't they set price controls for gasoline?
So the standard that the FCC has for approving a merger is that the merger is in the public interest. That is a broad standard.
Right.
So the FCC now looks at mergers and says, is this a merger that's in the public interest? They never set price controls. What we voluntarily did
was set price controls.
We said, you know what? We compete with free radio. we don't want to raise our prices. As a matter of fact, if anything, we'd like to lower our prices so that we can get more subscribers. Because you would think that if you charge $14.95 instead of $12.95, you'd have less subscribers, and if you charged less money, you'd have more subscribers.
Right.
So we, in trying to get the FCC to move the process along and approve this merger finally, we said, here's what we're going to do. And we outlined some voluntary commitments that we were prepared to do. The FCC accepted our voluntary commitments and therefore said this merger is in the public interest.
But you had two Democrats on the FCC sitting there and saying, hey, we think there should be price freezes and this kind of stuff. That sounds like communism to me.
There are two members of the FCC, they happen to be Democrats, who are by the way, very nice, very smart people, but have never seen a merger in media that they would approve.
Why?
Because they believe, in general, there has been far too much consolidation in the United States in media. There's so few companies, News Corp, Viacom, Disney, these few media companies own all of these assets, and therefore consolidation should never, ever be allowed. It's so bizarre that viewpoint exists. I mean, I'm not...
Because this is capitalism. This is a way of making money. This is a way of a company staying in business. I mean...
But satellite certainly isn't, the free press or the free media.
No, not at all.
But not only all of those things that you guys say, I agree with, but the consumer with the internet and all of this technologies that's out there have never had more choices than ever.
Well, you know who was against this the most was the NAB. That's regular radio. Terrestrial radio was really against this. And I said, of course they're against this because guess what? With a stronger satellite as a competitor to them, they're shaking in their boots. They're nervous that we're that good.
And Howard, I think I really do feel that I need to take some time right now to absolutely thank the NAB for their objection to this merger. Because when I told the board that we were going to go ahead with this merger, so back in February of 2006, I guess it was.
Wow.
7, I guess. I told the board that one of the things that would help our merger would be that if the NAB challenged our merger. And the reason for it, it would clearly demonstrate we compete with broadcasters. We know, we in radio.
So your plan all along was saying, hey, if the NAB challenges it, it shows that we have competition.
There's no, how could there possibly be a monopoly if the broadcasters are fighting it? And they spent so much money, and some of the smart people in Congress and some of the smarter people at the FCC, when they kept talking about, boy, this is going to be a duopoly into a monopoly, the more the NAB said that, the more they sort of laughed and said, come on, why are you here if, in fact, you think that these people shouldn't be allowed to combine?
Do you feel a personal vindication? Did you take this personally, the NAB going after you, everyone after you?
You were a member of that group, weren't you?
That's right. You were a member of that group, and now you've given them the big finger. You won versus the NAB. That's got to feel good. Come on.
I think everybody who works, for the company should feel really good because what we have accomplished, and hopefully we'll have a couple of seconds to talk about how the company looks today.
Yes.
I feel really good about it. When I was in terrestrial, old-fashioned radio, I hated satellite radio, okay? It was nowhere near. I mean, if you think about where it was.
Nothing, yeah.
It wasn't there. But you know what? I hated it.
Anything called radio that you had to sit and compete with, why would you like it?
Why would I want somebody, if you're driving in your car, I want you listening to my radio stations.
Of course.
I don't want you listening to, an iPod, and I don't want you listening to satellite radio. I don't want you doing anything but listening to my commercials on my radio station.
Absolutely.
So I was against it. I understand why they were against it. Their strategy, wasn't a particular good one to stop it. But even if their strategy were good and they did everything right instead of some of the things they did, the merger should have been allowed to happen anyway.
Did there come a time in the last 18 months that you started to feel the merger would not be approved?
I could tell you, Howard, from the very beginning until we closed the merger 8 o'clock the night before last, I had doubts that the merger would happen throughout that whole process.
So did I. In fact, Robin even said when you kind of announced that the merger, or the FCC announced the merger had been approved, Robin said to me, what are you going to say on the air about it? I said, nothing. I don't even believe it's really happening. I think
Do you believe it now that Mal is here?
Yeah, I do. Now I do believe it. And I see that the stock now is called Sirius XM, and that there's no more XM and no more Sirius. I understand now that it's real.
I sent you, I don't know if you even got a chance to look at it, but I sent you an email on Friday night after the merger was done.
Yes.
And you sent me one back. And then I responded to you because you were saying something like congratulations, and I said no.
Right.
Okay, so as of last Friday night, after the FCC approved it, I still had questions. We needed to XM. I don't want to get, it's not complicated. XM had a bunch of debt, so in this ugly market that exists, on Wall Street and finance, we in the last week had to raise $1,250,000,000.
Oh.
Wow.
So unless we raised that $1,250,000,000, we couldn't close the merger.
It was still in question.
How do you raise that kind of money? Where do you go?
You go to large institutions and hedge funds and investors, and you tell them that, we wanted to raise $400 million of debt. It turned out we raised $700 million, and then we needed to sell some equity, and that was very ugly because the market was terrible, and I hated the thought of selling stock at the price that it was at.
Right.
But the merger was so important because the efficiencies of the merger, the combination.
Where did you learn all of this? I mean, you used to be a salesman.
He knew nothing.
You taught me this.
I mean, where did you learn all this? I mean,
you don't know
started
these
out as a
things.
radio salesman. All of a sudden, I hear you
didn't
talking
go to
like
business school, did you?
I mean, what's going on? Are you taking night classes?
So,
what did you do?
He got another degree.
All right, let me
I
ask
barely.
you this.
I don't think there was a business school that would accept me.
You sure you know what's going on? No, I mean, really. I mean, these
He
are.
sounds sophisticated.
This is a lot of stuff going on, raising these monies and figuring out how to do all this. But okay,
Sounds
here's
like a
the
lot
bottom
of
line.
stress.
Here's the real human question. If the merger had not gone through, let's paint a different scenario. You had failed. In other words, you weren't able to achieve this. Would you have left this company?
No.
You would not.
I think that would have motivated me more because there was a question in some people's minds whether or not if the merger didn't happen, would Sirius be able to survive?
Yes.
Right.
So clearly, and the answer is absolutely. I mean,
Right.
who knows, right? I mean, but I truly believe that, if you hooked me up to that lie detector test and asked me if, in fact, the merger did not happen, would Sirius survive? The answer would be yes.
Would
So,
XM have died?
they say not. I didn't have enough information about XM, but the CEO of XM said the same thing. I will tell you, had the merger not happened, I would have done everything possible to make that happen.
Right. To make sure they went bankrupt.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, that would have been my
That's
goal.
the plan. That's the secondary
what I always
backup
said,
plan.
That there was going to be only one company anyway.
So you would not have been defeated. You would not have said, that's it, I can't do this anymore. You would have stayed with the company and you would have said, I'll grow Sirius and let XM do whatever XM does, and we will see who the better company will win.
The second part was true. I'm not sure the first part. I would have felt defeated. I mean, I would have felt that, I tried something, spent an awful lot of money to try to get this merger done, spent a lot of our time, put our company, in essence, in limbo. The stock was in limbo for this period of time. It wasn't a bet the ranch kind of a situation where the company would have failed. But, I mean, shame on me if, in fact, the merger didn't happen because I put a lot of resources to make it happen.
Things were stalled out by waiting 18 months. In other words, you couldn't even advertise as much. You couldn't sit there and go, gee, I got to make my business plan. Don't you think even the consumers were confused and saying, I don't know which one to get now?
That last one is the most significant impact. What has happened at retail. So, yeah, people still bought the car, and when satellite radio came in the car, they were thrilled with it.
Right.
But the large number of people who want to go to Best Buy or Circuit City and say, I want satellite radio, would go into the store, should I buy it now? Which one should I buy? Are these radios going to work after the merger? There was so much confusion in the marketplace. If you think about it, it's almost like the high-definition DVDs.
Right.
There was Blu-ray, and then there was HD DVD.
And until it got all sorted out, you didn't know what the hell to do.
So no one bought anything.
That's right.
That's exactly what happened during this merger.
Was there ever any pressure from the board? When is this going to happen? Because this is, they're looking at you. You say, let's go do this, and now it's taken 18 months or whatever it's taken, and we're sitting around doing nothing.
So all of the board members were there before I got there. So this is not Mel's board.
Right.
They were phenomenal. I mean, there was not one hiccup. There was not 1 minute of throughout this whole process and everything that needed to be done. They were 100% supportive, and I really appreciated that.
And what about on a personal level? Your beautiful wife Terry, who I adore, did she when the word came that the merger had been approved? Was there lovemaking involved? Was there a celebration? Did she put on an outfit? I mean, what does she do?
Special?
She's got to do something good for you. What happened?
I must
Take
tell
us
you,
through every detail.
I must tell you.
Yes.
The beautiful Terry has always been there for me and has done everything.
But this is special.
I think as soon as the merger was announced and I got home and that I woke her up and I said, Tara, the merger was just approved. She said, Mel, could you take the dog out for a walk?
Is that what happened?
So that's what happened. So that's
and on another personal level, why is Tim Sabean so heavy now? What's going on with his weight?
I didn't notice.
Yeah,
I mean,
he's getting big.
Well, you went on a hunger strike.
He
Tim went on an eating
This has
strike.
been very stressful.
We
for
all
him.
express our frustration in different ways.
That's right. So you tell me Terry did nothing special for you after the merger was approved.
What about the dog? You took the dog.
I took the dog for a walk. I did pick up after the dog. So I still know what my role in life is.
When did you become such a dog person? That's the other thing. I mean, what is this with this dog? What happened to you?
Do you really want to hear this?
Yeah,
I mean, this is
what
really
happened
good.
to you?
So when I married Terry, Terry had always been a dog person. I never had a dog.
You don't like anything but radio.
Why?
Right.
What do I want a dog for?
Right.
Terry wanted a dog more than I didn't want a dog.
Right.
We adopted a dog at a shelter. So we adopted a border collie, 4 years old, named Angel. I can't believe how stupid I was for all of these years in not having a dog.
You love dogs.
I have become addicted. I have.
What is it about the dog?
One of my favorite charities are things related to dogs and animals. I can't tell you it's the fact that when I come home at night, the dog licks my face, because Terry used to do that. Okay?
I don't see him doing that anymore.
No more.
Maybe
no
when
more. I just love the dog. I mean,
You
dog
love that
sleeps in
dog.
our bed. I mean, absolutely, totally addicted to it.
And would you say the dog likes you better than Terry?
Terry thinks that. Okay.
Really, it's that good.
Yeah, but the
because
dog-
I know my dog likes Beth better than me.
Terry spends an awful lot of time, with the dog.
Right.
But I truly believe that, if there's any listeners, I hear snoring. I mean,
No,
if
how
I-
do you win the dog over in a sense to make it like you the best?
If
Because
you're not the one spending all the time.
When Terry's not around, I talk to the dog and tell the dog all the bad things about Terry.
and the dog seems to understand.
And the dog gets it.
And so now let's look at the future of satellite radio. Okay, where are we at? Because people
What
do
is
have
this
questions.
company now?
Okay.
All right,
Great.
what are we doing?
So let me tell you where we are today,
All right.
because a lot of people have perceptions of satellite radio, small company, things like that. If you today just add XM and Sirius together, so this is where we are today.
Today.
We are the second largest radio company in the world.
Woo!
Our revenue is $2.2 billion.
Wow.
The only radio company today that has more revenue than we do is Clear Channel.
Right.
And we're growing rapidly, and they are not. So we will become, in my opinion, the largest radio company in the world.
I always
in
said
a
it.
very short period of time.
That makes them mental.
We have today over 18 million subscribers.
That's something.
The only
Well, how
company,
many people can hear us now, though?
the only company that has more subscribers is Comcast.
Wow.
We have more
Cable?
Right.
Wow.
We have more subscribers than DirecTV, more than EchoStar, more than Cablevision. So Comcast has 24 million subscribers. Sirius XM has almost 19 million subscribers.
That's impressive.
So I think the main issue of the merger, because I think the rap today on satellite radio is no longer, will satellites work? Well, we know they work. Will we be able to attract content? You're the poster child that we can attract content. Will people pay for radio? Almost 19 million people today are paying for radio.
And enjoying it.
And loving it.
Yeah.
And the satisfaction level is phenomenal. The question is, will satellite radio make money? Because it's been around a long time, and company at some point has to make money.
Right.
This merger in essence, creates such efficiencies because we were duplicating a lot of things together. They were advertising, we were advertising, they had call centers, we had call centers, right?
All that costs money.
All of that stuff now enables us to make money. So the question now really that's left is how much money we're going to make. Not if we're going to be able to make money.
I like
and
this.
It's so exciting. And, I can't tell you that. I mean, do we have competitors?
Shall we dance?
Shouldn't Robin get topless?
Yeah, I'm up for that.
Hey, Mel.
I mean, really?
You never have said that in all of these years.
You ever
How
need
dare
a
you?
reason? You've lost your mind.
Trey Jolie, Robin.
So, I mean, there's a tremendous amount of competitors out there. I mean, obviously, when audio entertainment, is big, there's a lot of ways you can get content. There are going to be more ways you're going to get content in the future. But I can't come up with a better way, than our way. Because when you think of audio entertainment, you think of out of home, because in home, though obviously a lot of people listen to audio content, you still got television and internet and stuff like that.
Got even more competition.
You got even more. So the place that was always, the holy grail was in the car.
Right.
And we have deals with every single car company.
Yes. That's terrific. That is so great. I mean, that's true, because now that we're the combined company, we can do
under the
so
same
in
umbrella.
answer to Robin's question,
Yes.
in answer to Robin's question about when we could be heard, so the deal closed at 8 o'clock on Monday night. I spent yesterday at XM in Washington. I'll be back at XM tomorrow.
Right.
And one of the things that we've already worked on at Sirius and that XM has also been working on is when our call centers, when you call up, will be in a position, and our IT will be in a position to offer the best product on each other's service. So as an example, we're anxious to have your show on XM receivers.
Me too.
All of the receivers that are out there today will be able to get it. So the existing, 9 million XM subscribers will be able to get it. And in early fall, we're thinking September, but it may slip to October.
Right.
But the hope is in September, your show and some other serious content will be extended and offered to XM subscribers if they want to receive it.
So if I'm an XM subscriber right now or a Sirius subscriber, I still get the same services I get.
Nothing changes.
And then I can add to that.
Yes, you'll be able to, and the price that we announced to the FCC that we've committed to is for $4 a month. Right, for $4 additional to the $12.95, if you're an XM subscriber, you'll be able to get the Howard Stern Show and various other content that we will disclose as well. If you're a Sirius content and you want to get some of XM's content, you'll be able to do that as well. If you don't want to do it,
you don't have to do it.
You don't have to do it. You keep everything just the way it is. If you want to do it, that'll be an opportunity.
So you always get everything you always got anyway.
There's no disadvantage of the merger. As a matter of fact, there's an advantage of the merger because though we have never raised our price.
Right.
I mean, Sirius was $12.95 from the time we got our first subscriber to today. One of the advantages is that we have said for the next 3 years, we're not going to raise our price.
Right.
So the only increase will be some copyright royalty, which will be a very insignificant amount in years 2 and 3 of the merger. So, the good news for Sirius is that, we're committed to the price. They keep the same content, and there's some upside.
Gary, what do you say?
Here's a question I get from a lot of people, big sports fans, right? So I'm a Sirius subscriber. I want to get baseball. Will I be able to get baseball before the end of the season?
So we have not announced any of the specific content that we're going to be offering. But if you're a Sirius subscriber and you want baseball, then, and you'd expect I would say this, then for an additional $12.95, you can buy an XM radio, and you can then make sure you can get everything.
You can hear it before the end of the season.
Yeah. So it's, what I understand is, so far, this is so new. We don't even know how things will shake out really in the future when it comes to technology too, right? Because like some guy called up and he says, well, I've got a lifetime subscription, Sirius lifetime subscription. Does that get affected?
No.
He asked me. It doesn't,
No.
right? It's you have the same equipment
If
and
you
the
keep
same
that
service.
radio, that radio we've said will never be obsolete.
Right.
Will not ever be obsolete. And you can understand why it'll never be obsolete, because if you bought a car and the satellite radio is in the car, we need to provide service to that satellite radio for as long as that car is ever on the road.
That's right. So it will not be obsolete.
So we will not make the radio obsolete. If you have a lifetime subscription,
right?
You know, what you should do is extend your lifetime subscription for a second lifetime. You know,
has this whole experience made you sour on government? Honest, be honest.
Yeah,
it
it absolutely is. The process, has just been grueling. The fact that you have congressmen, and I understand this. I mean, I've done this for a fairly long time. That they will write a letter because a local broadcaster in their market, has asked them to write it. And the argument is, gee, I am helping a constituent or I am helping a contributor.
Right.
So when you take a look at everything that's going on in this country, housing issues, gasoline prices, jobs, and you see the people who have worked to try to stop this merger, it has to make you frustrated.
And what is the system now? If I hire lobbyists and I pay millions of dollars, I can slow down or possibly stop the process of a merger. So everyone is on the take. Not everyone, but some people really are promised money for their votes.
Well, I don't think it's that. Okay, I mean, I mean, I understand how you get there with that, but I think that what is happening is that you have these congressmen and senators who want to get reelected.
Right.
In order to get reelected, it costs a lot of money to run television advertising. So they are constantly, probably, if you're a senator for 6 years, you spend about 2.5 to 3 years of that fundraising.
Wow.
The amount of time that you spend fundraising. So they are very concerned of making sure that they are representing their constituents. So, the argument...
So anybody with a little, stone in their shoe.
So our enemies, the
basically
NAB.
stop government from working.
So our enemies, the NAB, go out and they hire lobbyists and they hire people with influence to sit down with these senators and congressmen and such and sit down and work them, so to speak. They put up a lot of money to stop this merger from happening. And they were successful in a sense. They were able to slow the process down. They were able to get people to drag their feet, right?
But essentially, that's what the FCC was responding to when they would take a letter from one person in Florida and say, you know what, we have to investigate Howard Stern.
Right.
So, yeah, I mean, I think this merger, took a long time because there was such a controversy for whatever reason.
Right.
Some of the things, and it wasn't so much the government, some of the proposals that were made were outrageous because people game now the process because they know what you need to do. So they now know you need to get 3 out of the 5 votes. I was hoping to get 5-0, but winning 3-2 is the same as winning 5-0.
You won.
People put all kinds of things out there. So as an example, it was proposed that we be required in every radio we make to put in a competitor's radio.
Right.
So, and by the way, that we have to pay for putting in that competitor's radio. And I'm trying to think, this is America. How could somebody say that I have to put in, or we have to put in to our radios competitors' products?
Yeah, wouldn't you love if terrestrial radio had to build in our receivers?
And I asked that question.
Right.
And silence.
Yeah.
Then we had some people who are experienced in the FCC process and knowing this public interest standard is vague and said, we think you ought to give us 25% of your spectrum.
Right.
And we said, excuse me? Give you? So our shareholders are now expected to, as a gift to you, because it is in the public interest. I said, I didn't see Clear Channel when they created this large competitive company to us, sitting there giving up any stations. So
yeah, why don't they donate a few stations to the public interest?
That's what I thought. I mean, at this point, there's
it's sickening.
They're pretty
isn't it?
big, yeah.
So those would have all been deal breakers, I assume.
And we wouldn't do it.
Yeah, you wouldn't do that.
As much as I wanted to do this merger, I needed to make sure that we were going to do the merger and we were going to be able to win after the merger. Because as I told you, we were going to win before the merger.
Right, you didn't want to be disadvantaged.
Yeah, to go backwards. I mean, so for the purpose of ego, right, to just sit there and say, we got a merger done, hooray, hooray, I'm moving on, that isn't the case, right? I'm here, and I'm going to stay here, and I wanted to get a merger done because the merger will make the company better than if it was...
Was this the toughest thing you ever had to do in your career? Honestly.
By far.
That's it.
As silly as that
Even getting
sounds.
CBS and Viacom.
Well, I mean, I must tell you, I did have one dinner with some of the Redstone. I think that was worse. But
that was tough.
Other than that one dinner,
But this was hard.
This was the hardest thing I've ever done in my career, and it never should have been, because it should have been
easy.
A piece of cake. You had two struggling companies, never made a dime. Either one never made a dime. Combined, we still have all terrestrial radio to compete with. And
why did it take the Department of Justice so long to decide?
Because they had gotten such concerns, and there was a belief. So, remember, EchoStar and DirecTV, got turned down. So people said, well, gee, there's two satellite television companies, and they want to become one.
In other words, they heard the word satellite, and they don't really have all that wherewithal, and they can't figure out that...
Yeah, maybe no
completely...
satellite should ever merge.
Well, here's what they said. They said there are two satellite radio companies. Mr. Karmazin, would you believe that there are two satellite radio companies in the United States today?
Right.
Yes, sir. And after the merger, there's going to be one satellite radio company.
That's right.
So this is a 2-to-1. This is a duopoly to become a monopoly. And the answer is, yes, there are two satellite radio companies, but forget that it's called satellite radio. We compete with iPods, we compete with other technology. We're part of a bigger market. So it took the Justice Department, which was a very unpolitical process, by the way, a long time, because they went to auto partners, they went to content, they did their research. Howard, I don't know if they spoke to you. I know they spoke with your agent, and they spent a good amount of time to say, is this going to be a monopoly? And the answer would be, so as an example, when it came to Howard, the sense was, Howard, you had two satellite radio companies interested in you before you came here.
Right.
Now, if the merger happens, there's only going to be one satellite radio company. Aren't you sitting there concerned about that? And your agent or you, whoever spoke to him, would say, I came from terrestrial radio.
Right.
There's competition. By the way, if I decide when my contract is up, and you better decide when your contract's up to stay, but if I decide on my contract is up that I want to go somewhere else, there's plenty of places
to go.
To go.
Yes, absolutely.
I would happily have you.
And the fact of the matter is that I'll tell you right now, I wouldn't go back to terrestrial radio under any circumstance.
Would you? I mean,
but you had the choice.
I always had the choice.
They had negotiating move.
Let me tell you something.
Creative freedom.
Here's what I said. I said, you run the risk of having no satellite company to go to.
Right.
If you don't see this merger.
And then you're stuck with only terrestrial radio.
I had a bunch of radio guys say to me, this isn't good for me. I'm talking about announcers who call me and are friendly with me and say, this isn't good for me because I used to be able to go to XM, then I could go to Sirius, and I could go. I said, you're wrong. I said, if this deal doesn't go through, you might not even have a satellite company to go to
There'll be
and
no
sit there.
option,
I said, this is going to make them stronger. They're going to be able to hire better talent. They're going to be able to compete.
Pay you.
Yeah,
And the other thing is, it's stupid to have two. It's like you don't have a separate AM radio, and then you got to buy a separate FM radio.
You have them combined.
You have them combined.
Right. No, it made no sense.
Hey, Howard.
Well, congratulations. Yes,
Can I
Artie.
just say, hey, Mel, one of the greatest things about this for you has got to be, predicting to the board that, the NAB, if they come out against this, obviously that's great for us. And they actually took that bait. That happened. But if you were still on the NAB, don't you think you would have been crowing like, guys, we can't come out against this? And don't you?
Would you have fought? That's a good question, Artie's asking.
Here's what I would have done.
I mean, do you think there's anybody smart enough there to have figured that out and was crowing about it?
I mean, they spent millions of dollars fighting this.
Right.
Here's what they should have done, in my opinion.
Yeah, I want to know
the
what
local
you think.
broadcasters have accepted that there's cable television.
Right.
Today, you don't hear television saying, let's get rid of HBO. We don't want there to be an ESPN.
Yeah.
You sit there and coexist. There's a role for local broadcasters, and a very important role. I mean, we're not going to do what local broadcasters do. We're not going to cover the local school closings, and we're not going to deal with some of the local community stuff. Right. So there's a role. Just like AM radio has been around for over 80 years today.
Right. They didn't go away.
And radio will still be away. What they should have said is, what are you really concerned about? Okay, are you concerned about local advertising? Of course, that's your bread and butter. So if they would have spoken to me and said, you know what, is there something we can do that would maybe you can agree to not do local advertising, or you would not do some of the concern, then, by the way, the radio industry would embrace satellite and say, you know what? We're part of the radio industry, and the radio industry now would be perceived of, in part because of satellite radio being so strong, as not as dead in the water.
Right.
Maybe more exciting.
So they should have said, hey, we're going to embrace this. The radio business will be a bigger, better business. And by the way, we're still going to get most of the advertising because it's mostly local advertising, and their business is more subscription.
You really think it would have been that way?
I don't know.
Because you're the guy who would have hated.
Right. At this point,
I don't buy that.
You know, what did I want it to do? I wanted the government to shut down some of these terrestrial radio stations.
Well, I'm for that, and I would vote for that. I'd vote for any candidate who could do that.
By the way, Mel has been all over the news because of the Janet Jackson thing, and there you were right again.
Once again, I must tell you, I did feel a whole lot better about getting the merger approved than winning the Janet Jackson case.
You bet. No, this is a great
It was just
day.
that I remembered you were, because they kept showing your face at those congressional hearings as well.
I've had my share of congressional hearings. These were the most grueling.
What is it, Gary?
A lot of people in the office have this question: whose idea was the merger? Like, where did it start? Was it your idea?
Yeah, I mean, I must and take the responsibility for it as well. So before I joined the company, one of the board members, Leon Black. So before I joined the company, one of the thoughts that I had was, what about combining these two companies? And I had originally heard that idea when I was working at Viacom from Mike Milken, a well-known financier, and Larry Tisch, who I knew well. He's passed away. They wanted me to leave Viacom and to join. This is before you did it, and it wouldn't have been a success because of what you did to satellite radio. That they wanted me to join the company for the purpose of putting it together. So before I joined the company, I spent a good amount of time trying to understand what has been going on and have been working on it for that long. And as we disclosed earlier, I went after XM and tried to get them. They wouldn't consider it, and convinced them after a long period of time. But, you know, I mean, the final piece, just to see where it is, when you got here, we talked about there was 600,000 subscribers.
Right.
Today, almost 20 million subscribers.
That's amazing.
When you got here in 2000, when you announced, so it was before you even got here, the revenue was $67 million. Sirius's total sales, $67 million. And today, as I said, $2.2 billion.
Wow. A lot of growth. That is really fantastic. And I believe there's a great future ahead for satellite radio. More than anyone predicts, and I am pretty good with radio stuff.
Well, you know what? I was asking the other day, you know, Tim Sabian once told us about the rate of sales of satellite radio. And is the growth still that...
Well, people, you know, car companies are slowing down, but they're still selling a lot of cars, and satellite radio is going there. And I think that once the confusion of the merger is out of the place, I think that aftermarket, I think these better products, you know, that we'll be able to create where you can get the Howard Stern on XM, I think that's going to help. I think the churn, you know, where people disconnect will go down because the product will be better. So, I mean, I think that there's a lot of good things, a lot of
You did
risks,
a fabulous job. You should be congratulated and really proud of yourself.
Well,
I mean, it's a tremendous accomplishment.
advertising campaign. Howard Stern on XM.
And the whole team, by the way, there was just a tremendous
team.
There's
an amazing group of people who really hung in there, and this is tough. And I mean, I felt for Mel going down there and testifying over and over again. I knew it was a bunch of bullshit.
That was the problem, yeah.
Dominic, you're on the air. Go ahead, Dominic.
Congratulations, Mel.
Thanks, Dominic.
Politically, I think that this is like the internet. It scares the hell out of the political parties how powerful this really is. Do you agree on that?
Yeah, I will tell you that I had a very influential senator that met with me privately who said that I am willing to support this merger if you are willing to conform to terrestrial radio's rules on indecency.
Wow.
Okay.
Wow.
And you know my answer on that, right? So what they are deal breakers, you know, in my opinion, I don't believe that we do anything indecent at all. I think we do funny and stuff like that. So, and this Janet Jackson thing, you know, everybody thought,
can
oh my
you
God.
imagine in a private pay service? I mean, it's the same as a book or a magazine or anything that you cable. I mean,
that you choose to pick
why would a
up,
guy care about that? No. This is certainly a closed system.
And that's my argument. And my argument is that why is it that you want all media to just be acceptable to kids, that adults don't have any rights to have content that they may like. So everything has to be at the lowest common denominator, where it has to be acceptable to children, because, oh my God, imagine if a child heard, you know, the word penis or something.
And here we finally have a system that takes care of that.
Yeah.
It's a pay service.
Yeah,
no
and-
one has to have this in their home.
And what an archaic way of thinking. In 2008, like 40 years after Lenny Bruce and 25 years after Howard got started, to think, I mean, it's not like we're murdering people here in decency. It's just adult
by the way-
entertainment. It's like the difference between Chris Rock on HBO or Chris Rock hosting the Oscars. What's funnier?
Maybe the most important question in all this is, how does all of this affect Cousin Brucey? What's going to happen with him?
So Cousin Brucey will have a bigger platform for people to be able to hear his extraordinary shows. And I've been a Cousin Brucey
Cousin
fan
Brucey
since growing up.
a part of the package that you can get?
Well, we haven't had a lot of discussions on it, but I can't imagine why XM subscribers would not want to hear Cousin Brucey.
Are you saying?
in the future.
Are you saying the XM subscribers represent more cousins? That's right.
It's a bigger family.
And the
it's a bigger
XMers,
family.
the XMers are officially cousins now, is what you're saying.
We are now together. I am, you know, as of yesterday, I had a town hall there. I'm going to have one here today at 10:30 in New York.
Have you spoken with Oprah?
I have not spoken to Oprah, but Oprah had sent
she's an old
regards.
friend,
I love Oprah, and I've not seen her in ages. But
does Oprah want to meet with me now that we're on the same thing?
Let me write that down. To when I do speak to Oprah, I will ask her.
Somebody told me there was going to be a joint press conference.
You know what would be great?
Yeah, I think Howard said
I
that.
said that, and somebody picked up on it and said they couldn't wait for the joint press conference.
One of the bad about the internet, right? I mean, the internet's phenomenal, right? Is that all over the internet was people are asking now, when is the Howard Stern Oprah press conference?
I know. And you want to know something? What a great promotion that would be.
Oh, my goodness.
Can you imagine?
And it's only available on satellite.
I am volunteering for this right now.
Now, if Howard decides to stay, and you said, I think, $2 billion in sales now, by then it'll probably be $5 billion. Will you have to give Howard the entire county of Staten Island?
Well, no. What I would
Mel
say,
would never give me the entire county. Of
so,
Staten Island.
so here's the negotiation with Howard.
Yes.
What are you, crazy? We have a monopoly.
Where are you going to go? You've ruined your reputation with terrestrial radio. You have nowhere to go.
Yeah, Howard, you
the
know
man
what?
always gets me in the end.
Back in 19... I guess 85.
Yeah,
I got to tell you, I've been through a
85.
lot of negotiations with Mel. It's not easy.
It's not easy at all.
I will put this offer on the table, okay, because of this monopoly we now have. I will give you what we gave you in 85.
Oh, excellent. Thank you, Mel. As a matter of fact, you know, there was one time I was going through a negotiation with Mel when we were at K-Rock, and I turned to Mel, and this is just how stupid I am. I said, Mel, you should treat me like you would treat your own son. And Mel looked at me like I'm out of my fucking mind because I'm not his son.
Right.
And
He
this
said
is
there's
how I
one
view the
problem
world.
with that.
And when I went to a psychiatrist, it was one of the first things they ever brought up. And the psychiatrist looked at me and said, you're going to need a lot of psychiatry. He goes, the guy's not your father. He says, you end up thinking everyone's going to be your father and take care of you.
You are so bizarre because my son says to me, why can't you treat me like you treat Howard? Give me that kind of money.
I got to talk to that guy.
I'm
You know-
Don Buchwald.
What is that, Dominic?
Don Buchwald, the greatest Asian in the world, will only want you to be treated as well as Mel's dog.
Well, thank you, Dominic. That's very true. Well, Mel, this is a great day.
You know, the one thing, you know, like, it is on everybody's mind, though, is will all of the programming one day be the same, or will there always be two separate sets of programming?
So there's probably a closer situation. So, you know, logically, if they have a country music channel that might be better than our country music channel, we'd want to give our subscribers the best.
Right.
So there probably will be a morphing to try to give both services the best service, but there will always be the two services because of what I mentioned to you about the cars. Our satellites can't go to the XM radios and XM satellites. So we're going to have to continue to operate, you know, two separate operations. We're going to continue to have...
But don't you think eventually you'll be able to build a radio that can receive Sirius and XM?
Yeah, we have that radio, and we'll have that in the market soon. But that is still going to require that there be these General Motors radios that are in the car. So it's for at least 10, 12 more years, there's for sure going to be the two services. Closer together maybe on programming, but two distinct services. Longer term, I think it's 2015 or 2018, we can launch new satellites. And then when we launch new satellites, then it will be able to get to both radios, and then we can, but that's a long way off.
That's a long way off. That's great.
In the meantime, I have things to do to make this work. So the easy part, believe it or not, I've been telling people, the easy part is over because doing the deal is supposed to be easy. Now you got to make it work.
And what about Riley Martin? How will this affect him?
Have you negotiated with him?
One of the thoughts coming in here was whether or not I should tell the truth about the revenue of the company. Because I knew the impact would be on Riley Martin.
When Riley hears you're making $262 billion, it's going to drive him absolutely insane. In fact, I'll play you later in the show, not while Mel is here. Riley did call.
Oh, yeah?
Riley on his show said, I will play you tape, he's very upset that Mel didn't mention him at the press conference.
You're kidding.
That's right. And he's not kidding. He's not kidding. Marianne from Brooklyn, go ahead. What do you want to say to Mel real quick?
I want to congratulate you, Mel, for all your hard work, for all of us, for Howard, for everybody. And Mel, this is too personal. Who are you voting for, Mel? Because whoever you're voting for, I'm voting for.
Yeah, I thought I knew who I was going to vote for, and I was hoping throughout this process, I was going to see a distinction, from Republicans and a distinction from Democrats, and knowing how important to my life business is, that one of the issues that would have influenced my voting would have been, on, what is necessary, what is better for our shareholders. And that's because, a lot of the contributions that I make to political parties comes because I make money here.
Right.
And but I'm not clear. I know Senator McCain fairly well, and I have really been a fan of his for a long time. And I've not met Senator Obama. So, at this point, I haven't made any decision.
Up for grabs. You don't know yet.
I could.
Are you waiting for the debate?
I think I'm waiting till I probably close that curtain.
So this FCC process, you were hoping that maybe you'd have some clarity about how you felt about either party, but you're saying I would think you would have favored the Republicans in this because at least they approved the merger on the FCC.
I absolutely do. The vote was 3-2, and the 3 votes who approved it were Republicans, and that says an awful lot to me. So
and now, if you need me to advertise for you absolutely for free, I will pound the pavement for Sirius XM because I am a huge fan and a supporter of having what I like. This is my indulgence in life, and I truly believe in.
All right, I have a headache.
Marianne, we need more people like you who are willing to do things for free.
Right. Yeah. That's Mel's real push now. He wants to get as much as possible for free.
Yeah. Do whatever you got to do, Marianne. You have permission.
I see Ralph's on the phone and wants to tell Mel what he needs to do now as the head of Sirius XM. Are you interested in Ralph's input at all? Do you think it's relevant?
I feel the same about Ralph's input as I always have.
Okay, good. Ralph, go ahead.
What should he wear at the press conference, Ralph?
So good. Hey, Mel really is in another world when he's waiting to talk to the candidates to decide who he's going to vote for.
Right. He's really risen. I knew him when he had no access. Now all of a sudden he's hanging out with.
I love that.
Yes.
All right, Mel, there's 2 problems here, and take this seriously. First of all, my friend went to buy 2 different cars, a Hummer and a BMW. When he got the Hummer, they didn't even tell him that he had XM in it. He had to read the owner's manual. The BMW, he got the BMW. He ordered it. He gets the BMW. He goes, well, where's the Sirius? He goes, oh, you wanted that? You needed to order it. You should have asked us, and it's going to cost you $500 now. So these car companies got to get on board, first of all.
Right.
Ralph, I think for the first time I'm going to say, you've raised a good point, and I think the good news is it just shows you how successful satellite radio has been. And there's still so much work that has to be done to really execute perfectly. And a lot of the stuff is beyond our hands. When you go to Best Buy or one of the retail stores, they have a fair turnover of salespeople. And you ask them a question, which service has Howard Stern? And I do that all the time, just go in as a customer. It's amazing how frequently they don't get it right.
Yeah, they'll say XM, and they don't get it. And Ralph is right; it's true. And everyone I meet, but everyone I meet has an idea on how to improve satellite radio and improve sales and this and that. The other thing, there is Mel's right. There's a tremendous amount of work to be done. I mean, how do you get a guy who works at a car dealership to understand that? Hey,
You gotta
customer
say
walks
something
in.
about it, yeah.
Do you want satellite radio? This is a feature that we offer. This is the. I mean,
told
how do you do
I bought
that?
a car the other day. I work in satellite radio. They know I work in satellite radio. They forgot to put the satellite in the car.
Ridiculous.
I bought a car just honestly for the purpose, okay, of I didn't have a satellite radio in one of my cars, so I figured I need to have it in all my cars, so I bought a car just to go through the experience.
Process, yeah.
Right.
It is frustrating because they want to sell cars.
Right. They're not
So,
looking to sell
when they
radios.
think that the car is 30,000, it's 40,000, it's 100,000, they're not focused on this low-priced item. So we have some programs. We're going to work on it. We'll get better as time goes on, but it's a real issue.
Ralph,
the other problem, Mel, is this equipment. You should be able to go in a store and buy one fucking thing instead of jumping through hoops. I got to buy a car kit. I got to buy a home dock. I got to port this. It should be simple. And then they don't have the car kit in stock. It's so frustrating. And that's if you can get this stuff sometimes.
Ralph, now that the merge is done, and now I don't have to testify for hearings, I will work in my basement on getting these radios.
Well, I've actually been doing that.
Would you consider using Ralph as a consultant in any of this? Is there any value in his opinions?
My microphones, I can't.
Oh, you can't
my
hear.
headset's not working.
His headset doesn't work. All right, thank you, Ralph. Well, there it is. I'll tell you what we should do, and I'm gonna make this offer to you, Mel. In order to get these car dealers up to speed and make it important to them to sell these satellite radios, if I can convince Gina Lynn, the porn star, to date the car dealer that sells the most satellite radios and have full-blown out sex with her.
Let me tell you, you've got the constituency that would be most,
wouldn't
interested.
that work?
Based on the car dealers that I know, that could work, but I can't be involved.
You can't be involved.
Can't go out and sell that.
I mean, isn't that really where it's at?
I
Sex
think
and
they
money?
usually use money as an incentive.
I think that's it. Listen, Mel, I've taken up enough of your time.
Yeah, get to work.
I need to deal with the stock. I mean, that's the
now
issue
you need
now.
to deal with the stock. I think people are impressed with what you have done. I know I am.
Thank you.
I am special, but this seems to make you even more special, which is terrific. I am very grateful that you did this because I'm going to tell you, I could never have predicted that 2.5 years ago when I signed up with the company, actually 3.5 years I signed, I said satellite radio will be big. And I really felt that it would take off. And I think it is the future of radio. But I never would have thought in 2.5 years the companies would merge.
And by the way, in my opinion, and I'm not blowing smoke, but for you, it wouldn't have happened.
Right.
Because I think the only way it happened was that Sirius became a good competitor to XM because XM was bigger. And had Sirius not been equal to XM, we could not have gotten that done.
Will we go down in history together, Mel, you and I, for some of the accomplishments we've had? Now, I'm going back to the terrestrial radio days. It seems every time that we've gotten together, huge successes have happened. True or false?
You will go down in history.
What about you?
I'll be happy to be a footnote.
You will only be a footnote.
Footnote.
I'm okay with that.
I'm okay with that, too.
I would prefer to go down in history and have you be a footnote. No, but seriously, what a great partnership this has been. It's
been great.
Honestly, I mean, you're really a terrific guy, and you've done some terrific
do you think,
things.
Howard, sometimes that the other people you've worked for in the past who only tried to hold you back
They're
and
assholes.
control you, that's what they decided to do with their time.
Well, in the history of